Elaboru, elaboye, elaboshishe. Grand Rising, and welcome to another episode of our Sunday morning live streaming. Ashe elaboru, elaboye, elaboshishe. As you join in, let me know where you are streaming from today. Imboletin gbowale ni o. Ojúmọ́ ire, ojúmọ́ ayọ̀, ojúmọ́ ìdùnnú àti àlàáfíà ni fún wa. Níboletin gbowale ni. Mama Bounty, welcome and thank you for joining us today. G25, let me know where you're streaming from today. Let me know where you're streaming from today. Type in the comment section where you're streaming from today. Mama Bounty, how are you doing? Ashe elaboru, elaboye, elaboshishe. Ashe ogbo ato, asure iworiwo fun. Grand Rising, and welcome to another episode of Ashe for today. Share the link on your other social media platform, particularly on your WhatsApp. Share the link on your WhatsApp. Eshe Goni. We're live now. Welcome to Ifa College. Ashe elaboro elaboye. Dr. Segi, is that Dr. Segi? Dr. Segi, welcome to another episode of our Sunday morning live streaming. Olajumoke Omotara, it's been a while. Ashe elaboru, elaboye, elaboshishe. Ashe ogbo ato, asure iworiwo fun. As you are joining, let me know where you are streaming from. Let me know where you are streaming from. Let me know where you are streaming from. Today we are streaming from two platforms. Our TikTok channel, Ifa College, and our YouTube channel, Ìyánífá Ẹwà TV. Thank you so much for joining us. Those of you that are on the global Ifa community, the WhatsApp channel of the global Ifa community, what is our topic for today? Mr. Kelvin, it's good to see you again. Olajumoke Omotara, thank you so much for sending in that gift. Who else is on the live streaming today? Let me know where you are streaming from. Ashe elaboru, elaboye, elaboshishe, eshegoni. Keep clicking on your screen, keep sharing, keep reposting. Share with as many people as you can. Ashe ogbo ato, asure iworiwo fun. Thank you so much for joining us today. Elaboru, elaboye, elaboshishe. Mr. Kelvin is streaming from Nasarawa. Eshegoni adupe. Eshegoni adupe. Ani kifa o bá wa ṣe, kí Elédùmarè ó bá wa ṣe. Àwọn tó ṣàwo kù sẹ́yìn kó bá wa ṣe. Ani kifa o bá wa ṣe, bá wa ṣe. Àwọn tó ṣàwo kù sẹ́yìn kó bá wa ṣe. If you are watching us on YouTube, let me know that the audio and the visuals is clear. If you are watching on YouTube today, let me know that the audio and the visuals is very clear. If you are watching us on YouTube today, Eshegoni Adupe, who is there following up on YouTube? Who is following up on YouTube? And I'm asking, is the audio and visual clear? I need a response so that we know what we are doing. Kífá ó bá wa ṣe, kí Elédùmarè ó bá wa ṣe. Àwọn tó ṣàwo kù sẹ́yìn kó bá wa ṣe. Àní kífá ó bá wa ṣe, kí Elédùmarè ó bá wa ṣe. Àwọn tó ṣàwo kù sẹ́yìn kó bá wa ṣe. If you're on the global Ifa community, please post in the comment section what is the topic for today. I'm still waiting for response concerning YouTube. What is the topic for today? Odù Ifá wo la gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí? What Odù Ifá are we talking about today? If you're on the global Ifa community, let me know which Odù Ifá we are speaking about today. Odù Ifá wo la gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí? What is our topic for today? What Odù Ifá are we teaching on today? Odù Ifá wo la gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí? If you are on the global Ifa community, please type in the comment section. Tunde Fagba, thank you so much for joining us. Mark O, Eshegoni Adupe, welcome to another episode of our Sunday morning live streaming, where we help you to unlearn the misconceptions and the lies that you have been told about yourself, about your culture, about your tradition, and about Ifa. We are here to unlearn the misconception and the lies that we have been told. And we are here to learn the truth, the undiluted, unwatered down truth about Ifa, about Isheshe, and about our identity as a whole. Ashi elaboru, elaboye, elaboshishe. As you're joining, let's know where you're streaming from. The Odrifa for today is OSE OGBE. Odrifa ta magbeyewo leni ni Odrifa OSE OGBE. Our Odrifa for today is OSE OGBE. There is a topic attached to that Odrifa OSE OGBE. Have you seen the topic? There is a topic attached to that Odrifa OSE OGBE on the Global Ifa community page. If you have seen it, please type it in the comment section. If you have seen it, there is a topic attached to that OSE OGBE. Iya Oshun, thank you so much for joining us. Emzo Eshegoni Adupe. As you join in, let me know where you are streaming from. Sammy Sparkle. There is a topic attached to the OSE OGBE for today. The Odrifa for today is OSE OGBE. Ose lowo otun, omo ogbe lowo osi. Aboru aboye, aboshishe. And that Odrifa is also called OSE Àwòkọ. OSE Àwòkọ Odrifa. OSE OGBE is the Odrifa for today. Àwọn babaláwo tún máa ń pè ní OSE Àwòkọ. Is also called OSE Àwòkọ. Thank you so much, Iya Oshun. Holy Moses, thank you for joining us today. So what is the topic attached to it? There's a topic, there's something I said we will talk about. Now, this Odrifa is speaking about love and trust in relationship, in partnership. What does Ifa actually have to say about love and trust? When you are in a relationship that requires trusting the other person, how does Ifa expect you to act in that situation? Sammy Sparkle from United Kingdom, thank you so much for joining us. Queen B Esther, Grand Rising, Ojumo Ore, Ojumo Ayofun. Wow. The Odrifa says, now, that Odrifa teaches us that love is giving somebody the power to destroy you, but trusting that they won't. That sounds very deep. Love is giving somebody the power to destroy you, but hoping that they don't. Hoping that they are not going to use it. Now, when we think about it in the real sense of it, when you love somebody and open up your life to someone, you love somebody, your siblings, your parents, your children, your spouse, you literally give them access to every area of your life, and they can use it either positively or negatively. That is the fact of life. Now, because they can use it negatively against us, does that stop us from loving people? Does that stop us from being in relationship that requires love? Yes or no? Does that? Is anybody with a microphone? Please, I need response. Does that stop us from loving people? Auntie Ajoke Golden Light, thank you so much for joining. I need interaction in the comment section. If you are joining us for the first time, this is usually a very interactive live streaming. So I need information, interaction from you. Does that stop us from loving people? No. But that means that we have to understand how to use these things. You are giving somebody literal power over your life, and the only thing that you have is trust. I'm giving this person power over my life, but I'm trusting that they will not use it against me. Aboru aboye aboshisheo. I cannot mention your name because there is no name on the handle. So thank you very much. The lady in red with the lady in black with the red background on her DP. Moshe Ogbuato Asuri Wolwofu. So today we are going to learn how does Ifa expect us to handle relationships where we literally give people power over our lives. We submit and we surrender everything to them. We say, this is my life. I'm trusting that you are not going to use the information you have, the power you have against me. That is what we do every day in relationship with friends, with family, with spouses, with business partners, every form of relationship. That's what we do. So Odrifa OSE OGBE is going to break it down to us as it has to do with friendship, partnership, both from the male and female perspective of how to handle this. Because trust me, a lot of stories that touch, a lot of heartbreaks has come from the fact that we gave people power over certain areas of our lives, trusting that they will not do it, and they did it eventually. And we have unanimously agreed that we cannot stop relating with people. We cannot stop relating with people. Real one, thank you so much for joining us. So what is the wisdom that this old Ifa is teaching us today? If you are joining us for the first time, this is Ifa College, the first soon-to-be accredited University of Ifa and Yoruba Studies in Nigeria to the rest of the world. And I am your host, Ìyánífá Ẹwà, the founder of Ifa College and the anchor of our daily live streaming, Ashe for Today, where we pick one old Ifa every day. We teach and we break it down. Now, the old Ifa is pre-recorded information. It has been recorded and passed down from one generation to another. If you are new to Ifa or if you are joining us for the first time, let me give you a recap. Olodumare is the divine and supreme being that created the heaven, the earth, living, non-living things in the past, present, and future, seen and non-seen. Now, when a manufacturer creates something, they usually give a manual by which that thing will work. Abayo, thank you so much for your gift. They give a manual by which that product will work. Olodumare is the creator. Olodumare gave a manual by which life will work. Everything in life, both human life, animal life, plants, living things, non-living things, spirit being, physical being. Olodumare gave a manual, and that manual is contained in what we call Ifa. And Ifa is divided into 256 chapters. Let's use the word chapters for lack of better words in English, but they are called Odu in Yoruba. So every Odu has verses under it, and they are simply the manual and the instruction for life. So we pick one Odu Ifa and break it down. How do we appropriate it? How do we translate it into our modern everyday life? Manual was written several thousands of years ago. In 2026, how do I apply that same manual to my life? Some people even think Ifa is ancient, Ifa is old. It should not be applicable to this life. You cannot use something that existed hundreds of thousands of years ago and bring it into your current life. No, Ifa is timeless. Irrespective of the life you are living right now and the experiences you are having right now, somebody has lived that life before. We are all recycling life. It's all the same thing. It doesn't matter whether Samsung produced a phone 10 years ago or today. It's still working on the same technology. It's still the same thing. You are just going to find how to apply it to your life today. That is what we do at Ifa College. And before we start our teaching, what's the first thing that we do? Before we start our teaching, those of you that have been following us, what is the first thing that we do? We make Iba. If you are part of us, in the comment section, please type it there. What's the first thing that we do? Iya Oshun, thank you. Ijuba. Olajimoke Omotara, thank you for that. Ijuba is the first thing that we do. When we make Iba, what we do is that we pay homage to the powers that be, to the authorities that rule this earth. We recognize them and we pay homage to them. Kuchino 77 says, I'm proud of you. Please teach our kids. Oh, yes, we have teachings for kids. We call it Ifa Studies for Kids. So if you're interested in enrolling your children for Ifa Studies for Kids, please head over to our website, ifacollege.ng. You will find a course there that is dedicated to teaching children. So we teach both children and adults. And if you have kids, we also have this book. It's for children. Odrifa, Daily Odrifa for Children. Now see how colorful and beautiful and interactive it is. Every page picks one Odrifa and it's daily. So this edition I'm holding is the edition for the month of May. The one for the month of August is ready and it's on the website. So every day we pick one Odrifa and explain it to children in a way that they can understand. This one is for children ages 7 to 11. This one is for teenagers for ages 12 and above. And this one is for children ages 3 to 6. You'll find it on the website, ifacollege.ng. Click on the top right corner. The menu bar will drop and you'll see Ashe for Today for Kids. And you can purchase for your kids based on their ages. Eshegon Adupe. So before we start, we pay homage, we make Iba to every spirit being in the hierarchy that they are, telling them that we acknowledge their power, we acknowledge their authority, and we understand that authority has to be addressed, has to be assessed before we can obtain anything that we are doing. Is that okay? Let's see what our flash goal for today is. So for those of you that don't know how to make Iba, just listen to me, and in the comment section you type Iba share. So our flash goal for today is roses. 14 people to send in their roses. 14 people to send in their roses. I mean, that's an easy one. I've pinned it in the comment section. 14 different people to send in their roses for today. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, a dúpẹ́. Akọ́dá ayé àṣebà o. Ìgbà tí mo rò. Olódùmarè ọba tẹ́rẹrẹ kárí ayé, ọba lè ṣe lè wí, ọba lè wí lè ṣe àṣebà, a ní kí bà wá ṣe o. Ọba dániwáyé kábí ní òsì, ọba lánàá, ọba lénìí, ọba títí ayérayé, àṣebà, a ní kí bà wá ṣe o. Àjàgùnmálé olúwo òde ọ̀run àṣebà, olúbíkin ọ̀sán ìbíkin àṣebà, àṣebà ṣẹ̀dá, àṣebà mẹ̀dá, àṣebà wẹ̀dá, àṣebà kọ́dá, àṣebà ṣẹ̀dá, àṣebà ẹni tó dá ká tó dá, àṣebà ẹni tó tẹ̀ ká tó tẹ̀, àṣebà àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn fún wa, àwọn tó là wá lórí, àwọn tó dá wa lóṣù, àwọn tó ní ká máa ṣawo, àṣebà, a ní kí bà wá ṣe o. Ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, ẹ̀yin alágogo idẹ, ẹ̀yin arógbaṣọ má balẹ̀, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fún gba ọmọ ọlọ́mú ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tí ń bẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì jà, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi òṣòro mọ̀nìgà, ẹ̀yin olókìkí òru, ẹ̀yin atẹ̀dọ̀jòrò òró, ẹ̀yin abiyamọ ayé abiyamọ ọ̀run, ẹ̀yin abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ tí ò jẹ́ kọ́mọ ó jábọ́, àṣebà yín o, a ní kí bà wá ṣe o. Ifá olókun asọ̀rọ̀ dayọ̀, ifá orí mi rèé o, ifá ẹlẹ́rìí ìpín, ifá torí ẹni tí ò sunwọ̀n ṣe, ifá afinimọ̀nà ọmọ aráyé, àṣebà, a ní kí bà wá ṣe o. Ẹ̀kọ́ ifá mi ìlà tún wá kọ́ lé ní ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ àti òye tó wà níbẹ̀, èyí ni kó jẹ́ tiwa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ká má fetí ọ̀tún gbọ́ kó gba tòsì jáde láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, kó dénú wa kó dódindi, kó múre ọlá, ire ọlà, ire ajé, ire ìdùnnú, ire àlàáfíà, ìlera pípé, òun ni kó jẹ́ tiwa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Kífá wa tọ́ wa sọ́nà, ká má ṣì sọ, ká má ṣì wí, ká má ṣì ṣe láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo bàbá láwo Ìyánífá, bàbá lóríṣà, ìyá lóríṣà àpẹ̀tẹ̀ bíi eléwé ọmọ, àwọn oníṣègùn, àwọn tewétegbò, àwọn lékunlẹ́jà, gbogbo wa tá a jókòó tá à ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹrúnmọlẹ̀ láṣebà fún, a ní kí bà wá ṣe o. Gbogbo lọ́ba lọ́ba níjòyè níjòyè lórígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé láṣebà fún, a ní kí bà wá ṣe o. Àwọn òrìṣà tá à ń ṣọ̀sẹ̀ fún léni, a ní kọ́ lọ́sẹ̀ ó gbà á, kọ́ má dà sí wa lára, kí bà wá ṣe o. A ṣèbá gbogbo àwọn tó solé ayé ró, mo ṣèbá ọkùnrin obìnrin lọ́mọdé lágbà lórígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé níbi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ ti ń gbọ́ mi lénìí. Mo kí yín pẹ̀lẹ́, mo ṣe yín pẹ̀lẹ́, mo ní ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa lénìí. I give Iba to everybody present. I give Iba to your ori everywhere you are, all over the world, young and old, male and female, in every capacity that you hold. I say láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, your ori will receive the àṣẹ. And I say welcome officially to another episode of our Sunday morning live streaming. And the Odrifa for today is OSE OGBE. Odrifa OSE OGBE is the Odrifa we'll be delving in today. Our flash goal on TikTok is roses. We need 14 people to send in their roses. We have 6 people already, and we need 8 more people, Abi. How many more people? We need 8 more people to send in their roses. So if you have not sent in your roses, please send it in before the time elapses. Juliet Ashe Ojumore Elaboru Elaboye Elabo Ṣíṣe fún yín o. Odrifa OSE OGBE ni Odrifa tá ń gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí. Mama Bounty, thank you so much for sending in your gift. We need 7 more people to send in their roses. Now, like I always tell you, to make it easier for us so that I work within the time frame. Today's live streaming is going to be 2 hours, just 2 hours. So I have a draft here, and before we go in, we would recite the Odrifa in Yoruba. Then I will translate it in English, and then we will break it down on how to apply this Odrifa to our everyday life. The topic attached to this Odrifa says, love. When you love somebody, you literally give them the power to destroy you, but you trust that they will not use that power against you. Love is literally handing people the power over your life, but trusting that they will use it the right way. Now, how does Ifa want us to guide and guard ourselves when it comes to relationship that requires literally giving people power over your life, but making sure that you are protected? That is what we are learning in the Odrifa for today. The microphone while going. Somebody, a Babalawo here will be reading in Yoruba and I will translate in English. Ògbè Atoyin.
Tabo Ifá, Odù Ifá OSE OGBE. Ifá ní kọ̀kọ̀dí ńlẹ̀pọ̀n gbé, ibi abágbé ńlohun ẹni ń bá ní gbé. Adífá fún òòṣà ńlá Ọ̀sẹ̀rẹ̀màgbò tí ń lọ rèé gbé jòjòló níyàwó. Wọ́n ń ṣe àwòkọ wálé, àti gbé jòjòló lọ àwòkọ wálé.
Àṣe ogbó atọ́ àsúre ìwòrìwò fún. Let me translate that in English. Ifa says, right beside the blossom is where the testicles reside. Whenever one settles, there is one's possession and affairs also settles. Divination was cast for the great Orisha Ọ̀sẹ̀rẹ̀màgbò, which is also Orisha bàtálá and Òòṣà. He was going to take Jojolo as his wife. Indeed, Àwòkọ returned home. Jojolo has been sent away. Àwòkọ, you can return home. That is the English interpretation of that Odu. Now, hold that verse in your mind for a moment, because on the surface, it sounds like a happy ending. A wife who was wronged, a husband who repented, and a home that was restored. That is how so many people will read this Odu, because they stay on the surface. I want you to notice right now that at the very beginning, how a story can be technically true and still hold a lot of manipulation and variation under it. And that is what we are going to break down now. The opening line of this is the key to everything. I don't want you to allow this to pass you. This Odu Ifa says, right in the bosom of the man is where the testicle resides. That is the manhood, the male reproductive organ. Now, Ifa says proximity determines output. When what you allow to sit close to you is what you are going to grow. Because the second line of the Odu says, wherever one settles, that is where their possession and their affairs also settles. Anywhere you have chosen to settle, or anyone you have chosen to settle with, that is where your possessions will be. Material possession, financial possession, any form of it, that is where it is also going to be. Now, this Odu is not just being poetic, it is actually being literal, and I would read that out to you. Now, let's dive into the story. What is the story behind this Odu? There is always an iton attached to every Odu. Our flash goal is the roses. Our flash goal is roses, and we need 7 more people to send in their roses before the time is up. We have about 1 or 2 minutes. 7 more different people to send in their roses. We have about 40 people on this live streaming at the time that I'm speaking. We need 7 more people to send in their roses so that we can meet our flash goal. Now, let's dive into the story. Ọbàtálá is also known as Òòṣà. Ọbàtálá is the husband in this story. Àwòkọ is the wife. Now, in that era, marriage among Orisha carried out a practice that will sound strange to you, but I would also explain to you when that practice switched. But I want you to sit down and understand the symbolism of this Odu. Now, when a man left their house back in the day, according to tradition, he will leave his manhood at home with his wife, because your manhood is supposed to be used with your wife alone. So if you are going out, you don't need to take it out with you. It remains at home, and it is a sign of where a person settles. That is where their possession settles. The home is where he chose to settle down with his wife, so his manhood has to remain there. Now, you will probably be wondering, why was it only the male reproductive organ that had to be kept at home in possession of the wife and not the female reproductive organ? Because as we all know, men are the ones that their eyes is always doing randy. Àtijọ́ táláyé ti dáyé ni. So when I hear people say things like men are polygamous in nature, and people fight back and say, no, it's not men are polygamous in nature. See, látijọ́ tí aláyé ti dáyé láti kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Men are the ones that you need to keep extra watch over them when it comes to infidelity. And that is why even in the time of the Orishas, men were the ones that was required to drop their manhood at home so that their wives can keep it. I did not write the Odrifa, I did not write the story. I'm recounting things that has been placed there for generations. I'm going to pause now. We need 7 more people to send in roses. What's happening? You are all listening to the story and the teaching. When we have a flash goal, I've explained this over and over. The algorithm is trying to see the participation of the people on the live streaming. When the goal is met, you are telling the algorithm that I'm enjoying this content I'm watching, and they are free to push it out to more and more people. So that is your own part to play. We need 6 more people. Juliet, thank you so much for that. 6 more people to send in their roses. Sammy Sparkle, thank you so much. Sammy Sparkle, thank you so much for your gift. 6 more people. We need 6 more people. If you are on YouTube and you are watching it live and you want to help us meet our flash goal, the TikTok channel is Ifa College. We need 6 more people before we continue. 6 more people to send in their roses. 6 more different people. The Attitude, thank you so much for joining us. At The Attitude, thank you so much for sending in your roses. Eshe Goni Adupe. We need 5 more people to send in their roses. Olayinka, thank you so much for joining us. The Odrifa for today is OSE OGBE. If you are catching a replay, all the information you need will be in the description box below. The description box of this video has all the information that you need. 5 more different people to send in their roses. So the story we are reading is about Bàtálá, who is also known as Oshanla, and we have established that there was a practice back in the day, which is if a man was traveling, he is made to drop his manhood at home with his wife. It was a normal practice. It was detachable from the man. The male reproductive organ was detachable, and the man removes it and drops it with his wife because he's not supposed to use it outside of where his wife is. Now let's continue the story. So it was given to Àwòkọ. Àwòkọ was the wife of Bàtálá, and she kept it in her possession, maybe in a bag or in her closet or in a wardrobe or something. She kept it there. Now that practice was a sign. It meant that I'm not going to betray you. I'm not going to cheat on you. I've left the very instrument of betrayal in your hands. I've given it to you. So you can trust that no matter how far away I go, I will not be intimately involved with any other person. Imagine that when life was created, there was that level of assurance. We did not just trust people based on what they said. We did not just trust men based on what they said. There had to be physical practice, physical act of loyalty to say, yes, I trust you, but this is a proof of it. This is what you can hold on to as a proof that I trust you. That is the way it was before now. And I will tell you why that changed. And I will tell you why that changed, why it changed, and when it changed. How is that possible? It was possible at a certain time. That's what we are teaching. And when it became not possible, we would also learn it as we go on. Bàtálá and Àwòkọ agreed to a monogamous union under their structure. This was the deal. They had a monogamous agreement. You are my only wife, I'm your only husband, and they built a family. Until the day that Bàtálá decided to marry Jojolo. When Àwòkọ found out that her husband has brought in a new wife, she was angry. Naturally, anybody will be angry because that is not what we agreed to. Now, I need you to understand that back in the day, monogamous relationship existed and polygamous relationship existed. So the fact that Bàtálá could bring in a new wife called Jojolo, it meant that polygamy was a thing. The fact that Àwòkọ was angry and she was the only one that was with her husband, it meant that monogamy was a thing. So let's establish that both forms of marriages existed side by side from way back. So for people that say, oh, it was Islam that brought the idea of polygamy to the Yoruba people, that's an erroneous statement. It is false. I told you, and I've said it again, that Ifa is a balance. According to Ifa, there are always two sides of everything. For everything that exists, there is this side and that side to make a balance. So there is nothing in Ifa that says polygamy is wrong, monogamy is wrong. No, both of them coexisted. It depends on the one that your Ori allows you, or the one that you and your partner have decided to engage in. Both of them existed side by side. They both have their advantages. They both have their disadvantages. They are both valid. We have established that. Now, when Àwòkọ found out that her husband brought in another wife, she was angry. But listen carefully, because this is where the wisdom of that woman shows itself. She did not scream. She did not confront him with accusation. She did not run around the market square to announce her grievances. She did not come on social media to make noise. She knew exactly what to do, and she did it quietly and completely. She kept the manhood. She refused him to use it. Her reasoning was simple, and it was correct. If he cannot be intimate with his new wife, then what is going to be the function of having a new wife? How is he going to function as a husband in the life of Jojolo? Her reasoning was very simple, and it wasn't dramatic. She neutralized their entire affair using the leverage that she has been giving herself. Now, she did not steal that leverage. The leverage was given to her. That was the practice. Now, I'm wondering, why would Bàtálá decide to pick another wife without informing his new wife, knowing that she's in possession of the instrument that makes him a man in a marriage to a large extent? Anyway, that's how she handled it. She used the leverage that she had, and this leverage was given to her by her husband. In every relationship that you are in, trust should come with leverage. I don't understand how people say, I trust you with my eyes closed. Nothing to hold on to, no backup, no leverage. That's not trust. That is stupidity. You have to trust people with your eyes open. Calculate the risk. Just in case this happens, if in any event this happens, what is my backup? You are raising a family with a man. You are raising a family with a woman. If in any event this man passes untimely, what is the financial backing, emotional backing, whatever backing for me and my children? If it is the woman that passes on untimely, what is the backup of the man? If it is both parents that pass untimely, what is the backup that their children have? Can you speak up? What is the backup that their children have? I heard YouTube is blurry. If you're on YouTube, if you can see me and hear me clearly, please drop a comment. I need to know what's going on. Please drop a comment. You have to have leverage. Sit down and have a conversation. You are going into business partnership with someone, and the only reason you are going into business partnership is that, oh, I trust them. No, it should be more than that. Are you signing a contract that you can hold in case anything happens? Before you give out your money in an investment, is there collateral in case things goes wrong? We are not even saying that the person breaks your trust. In event of unforeseen circumstances and something goes wrong, what is your leverage? What is your backup? What are you going to hold on to? How do you protect yourself? This is something that everybody needs to consider in every partnership that you are going into, especially the ones that involves giving people control and power. If you're on YouTube, let me know if it is clear now. Please, those of you in the house, let me know. You need to have something you are holding on to as a leverage. And it doesn't mean, oh, I don't trust these people. If anybody comes to you to say, oh, you mean you want leverage, does that mean you don't trust me? No, it is not because I don't trust you. It's if in any event something goes wrong, What is my backing? What do I fall back on? That should be normal conversation in any friendship, any partnership, any marriage, any relationship that you go into. How do I protect myself? What do I have to fall back on? In case this thing doesn't work well and you have to start all over again, what do you have that you can hold on to start all over again? These should be conversations that you should have, because life, unexpected situations will arise, not because the person is a bad person. Thank you so much, Sammy Sparkle. Not because the person is a bad person, but because life happens, and life will always happen, and nobody can control that. And in the case of Bàtálá and Àwòkọ, life happened. Bàtálá found another wife. He did not stop loving his current wife for some magical reason he did. And because polygamy is a thing, it is a thing. It has always existed side by side with monogamy. Don't go into a relationship thinking that my friend cannot have another best friend. My business partner cannot find another person that they want to do business with. My husband or my wife cannot find another partner. People can find other people. That is what life is. But in case they do, how do I protect myself? Now, I've said this before, and I've also explained this to the students at the IFA Business School. If you have not registered at the IFA Business School, or you don't know what it's about, please head over to the website ifacollege.ng. Click on the top right corner, the buttons on the top right corner, and you see the menu bar will drop. You see IFA Business School. Read it up there. I mentioned something and I've said it on my live streaming a few times. Now, I'm building legacy for my family. I'm not just working to make money. I'm building legacy. Now, my own way of putting in leverage to make sure that this legacy that I'm building remains in my family. There is a clause to every investment, every company, every share, every equity, every partnership that I do. There is always a clause, which is what? My children get to inherit everything that I've worked for, as it should be. But the clause there is that everything that is owned, financial assets, landed assets, shares, financial instruments in whatever form it comes, it remains in the family. It cannot be diluted with an outsider. Meaning that if any of my children get married, or when they do get married, they are not allowed to transfer shares to their spouses. They can only transfer shares to their children who are within the lineage and that legacy. That way, I know that what I'm building as a legacy in my family will continue to remain in my family. We are supposed to have these clauses. Oh, somebody will say, your children should know better than to give their shares or whatever it is, or equity to their husbands and wives. You are assuming that they should know. What if they don't? What if there is pressure? What if something else just overshadows that thought? The clause remains there. They can earn benefit from the shares and give to their partner. That's them. Every equity will come with financial benefit. As a shareholder, they get to be paid dividends. They can give everything to their partner. It's okay. But the value of that shares within the different companies and legacies we are building, including landed property, you cannot sell it. It remains in the family. It has become the legacy of that family. The houses, the land remains within my family as property that my generations can point to say, this is our family property. It doesn't belong to one person. It belongs to the family, and it has to remain in the family. You can transfer ownership within the family. It doesn't go outside of it. Because I sat down to research, how do people build legacies and lose it? So many people don't have anything to point to in their family house again, as this is the land, this is the house. Meanwhile, 2-3 generations ago, there were several hectares of land to the name of that family. Today, they've sold it out to companies, industries, whatever it is. And the family does not have anything again. So there are clauses that you have to put in. It's called leverage. It's called a backup. In case somebody wakes up one morning and doesn't have sense, this will pull the person back to say, remember the reason we started this. Remember the reason we started it. If it's a business partnership, both of you are co-founders, there should be clauses in your agreements saying that one partner cannot just wake up one morning and decide to say, I want to bring in 3, 4, 5 partners. No, we don't have to talk about it. And it has to go back to the initial interest that we had. What was our interest? What were our goals, our vision when we first started co-founding this project? If bringing in 3, 4 new partners goes against what we initially talked about, we are able to tell each other, no, this is not what we had in mind when we started. We said we are going to build this together and use the proceeds of this to build other things. The moment we bring in 2, 3, 4 people, we are going against it. Somebody might offer you money to buy it up. Our initial goal was not to make money. Our initial goal was to make legacy, meaning that we can take in investors, but we cannot sell. You will have a manuscript. Thank you so much, Sumaya. Ìyánífá Ifádùmádé Moshe Ògbè Atonyin. You should have a manuscript that will remind you, what did you first talk about? Apply the same thing to marriage. Sit down and have a manuscript for your marriage. Some of you will say, Ìyánífá, you are now making the situation of love look transactional. The moment you went to the registry to get married, it's already transactional. The moment they told you to take vows, it's already transactional. Life is transactional. The fact that something is transactional does not make it a bad thing. It's the terms and conditions of the transaction that will determine if that transaction is manipulative, greedy, or is selfless. There has to be a transaction. There is transaction everywhere. I've talked about this thing a million times. It is the terms of the transaction that will determine whether it is good or bad. But there should be. You should sit down and have conversation with your partner. Thank you so much, Sumaya. The approach each other and appreciate the new levels each time. Sit down and talk about it. As we are starting off this marriage, this is our goal, our shared goals. These are the things we are planning. These are the things we are working towards. These are our boundaries. This is the manuscript that we will come back to 5 years' time to remind us, are we still on the same path? We're not just sleeping and waking up every day, living life like goats and dogs or horse and chicken. We are human beings. We are building legacy. People's lives are involved. People's real life is involved in this marriage. Sit down and talk about it. Don't just wake up and just, let's see how it goes. The only beings that is seeing where it goes is a fish that is in the river. Let's see how far we can swim. Or a chicken that is just walking around. Let's see how far we can go. You are a human being. You have a life. You chose a destiny before you came here. Everything around you to be centered around fulfilling that. That way, you can look at a relationship at some point and tell yourself, this is no longer working for me. It doesn't make the other person a bad person. It just means where you guys were heading, or where you were headed when you started, you are no longer going there. This person is no longer going there. And it's okay to say, let's talk about it again. Let's review all these things again. If I expect us to do that, sit down and review it again. Times are changing, things are changing. What do we adjust? Come together and agree on the adjustments, and then you proceed. And if at that point of having a 2.0, 3.0 version of your relationship, the agreement is not any okomo, both of you are not aligned, it's okay to say 1.0 was amazing, but this is the direction I want to move now. This is the direction you want to move. Both directions are valid. It's just that we can no longer go with it together. It's okay. It's not a do or die affair. Your first and most important primary responsibility is to yourself. So in this situation, Bàtálá and Àwòkọ, his wife, they had an agreement for monogamy. If something was going to change, Oshala or Bàtálá was supposed to sit down with Àwòkọ and have a conversation, not just show up and say, oh, I now have a new wife. Why? Because I can. Now, we're going to find out the reason Obatala did this. We'll get there. So, Obatala is now in a position where his second marriage is functionally useless to him. As a man in that position, a man who has been outmaneuvered by his wife's discipline, he did not sit down and repented. Instead of him sitting down to repent, he sat down to strategize. Auntie Kimi, Ogbo ato asure woriwo fun. He sat down to re-strategize, to devise a plan. And he and his people started to sing. Now, when Jojolo was brought into the house, Àwòkọ decided to leave. Ìyánífá Ẹwà Moshe Aboro Aboye Aboshishel, she decided to leave and she went with the manhood. And then Obatala realized that, this woman has carried the powerhouse. She has carried the engine of the car. There's nothing we can do. She has carried the major instrument of functionality in this relationship. And then he decided, what should I do? How do I bring her back? Instead of inviting her to say, my wife, I'm sorry, I was supposed to have spoken to you about this, this is the reason for this, XYZ, ABC. What do you think we should do? How can we accommodate it? No, he decided to come up with a scheme, as most men do. And his scheme was what? Let's start to sing. And they started singing and chanting publicly. Àwòkọ, return home. Jojolo has been sent away. Àwòkọ, return home. Jojolo has been sent away. They got drummers, they got musicians. He went to the village square. Everybody was singing and was dancing. And the friend's house where Àwòkọ went to, her friend was like, I came back from the market too, and I can hear people rejoicing and singing. This your husband is a very loving man. In fact, he took his repentance public and is making it known to everybody that I want my wife back. I've sent the intruder away. Let my wife come home. Naturally, what was she supposed to do? Let's find out what she did. A whole performance was built around the idea that Obatala had. The idea that his wrong has been corrected and he has sent the wife away and that Àwòkọ has won. Àwòkọ believed her husband. She came home happy. She felt vindicated. She felt that she had won. She felt that her discipline had worked and that her husband has recognized his error, chosen her, and restored their marriage to exactly what they both agreed that it should be. Why would you betray me? Why would you bring in another woman? But now you've corrected it. It's okay. Let's just continue life like we used to. And then Obatala said to her, now, this is just you and I. Our marriage is back to monogamous. Jojolo is gone. Can you return my manhood so that we can have a make-up intimacy session? And we come back together. You know what we call it? You have make-up intimacy. Oh, I'm sorry, you are sorry. And everybody is happy in the bedroom. That was what Obatala proposed to Àwòkọ. And of course, out of joy, she returned it back. She gave it back. The moment he had it in his possession again, he took up his weapon, his ashe, and he made a decree that day that the male reproductive organ should be permanently glued to the man. No man should be able to give a woman this level of power over him. Never again. And it became an ashe and it was fixed. Remember who Obatala is. Can somebody type in the comment section what Orisha is Obatala? What is Obatala synonymous with? Ogun is synonymous with war, is synonymous with metal, synonymous with iron. Osun is synonymous with fertility, with love, and with water. What is the thing that Obatala came to do? Creation. Obatala was the one that created physical human body. He's the one that created eyes where it is, ears where it is, nose where it is, mouth where it is. He was the one that created the male reproductive organ to be detachable. And he was the one that said, no, I think I made a mistake with that detachable. Let me make it permanent. And he made a decree and it became a thing. And that is how we got to where we are today. Now, if you look at it, look at the male reproductive organ. Imagine that you create a sculpture or you draw an image without the male reproductive organ. You can still draw a full body, right? It's just in the picture. Look at it like it's a leg one. You detach it, you still have a full body creation. For the person that was asking, how is that even possible? Look at it technically with a picture in your mind. You see why it is detachable. They could have existed without it. But look at the female reproductive organ. It is an opening. It is a portal. You cannot detach it. It is just an opening. The only thing you can do is close it, open it, maybe use something to close it and open it. And it naturally is created to close and open itself. It cannot be detached. Now, you know, I mentioned it initially that a lot of people will be wondering, why was it the male reproductive organ that could be detached? Why wasn't the female supposed to be detached? Because of the way both of them are created, because of the way Bàtálá created it. So the original creation said, never again, no detaching. No man should be put in this situation that Àwòkọ has put him. And that is how it became a thing. So Bàtálá said, never again will the woman hold this kind of leverage over her husband. And from that moment, a man will be in full control of his body, do whatever it is he wanted, and not be answerable to anyone. And after all that, after the singing, after the reconciliation, after Àwòkọ has surrendered the one form of power that she had, it came out that Jojolo was never actually sent away. Bàtálá lied. Bàtálá deceived her. Bàtálá manipulated her. Jojolo was never away. She was always there, hiding somewhere. They kept her somewhere. They told Àwòkọ what they wanted, what they knew that Àwòkọ was going to hear and make her happy. They presented it so elaborately that Àwòkọ would never have thought that Bàtálá would go to this extent just to make up something. Babaláwo Ifá túkà sí mo ṣe ogbó atọ́ àsúre ìwòrìwò funfun yín o. Ẹ ṣé gan ni adúpẹ́. Thank you for joining us today. Odù Ifá OSE OGBE OSE Àwòkọ òun lodù Ifá tá ń gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí. Now let's sit with what actually happened here. A wife discovers betrayal. She responds with real structural power. Her husband, unable to overcome the power directly, does not repent. He performs repentance publicly and convincingly enough that the wife believed her. He believed that the breach has been healed. She believed that her husband has repented. If you notice, Bàtálá never sat her down to apologize. Now, there are people like that. They never really say sorry. They do something to you and then they go to Prada and buy you a new bag. They hurt you and then they go to the car shop and buy you a new car. They do something to hurt you. They betray you and then they give you an all-expense paid trip. They don't actually say sorry. They give you time to relax, to calm down. They give you space and distance to just for you to think about it. They don't bring up a fight. Then at the end of the day, you start looking like, was I overreacting? Am I the one that is feeling somehow? No, they don't. They never outrightly apologize. They never come to you to actually say, I acknowledge what I did is wrong. Can we talk about fixing it? They don't. They just play a performance. And you see the performance. You don't see the repentance. You go with the performance. And when it gets right down to it, they will look you in the face and tell you, I didn't acknowledge that what I did was wrong. It wasn't wrong. That is another level of manipulation. Now, I told you guys that one of the things I loved, I fell in love with when I came to Ifa, that made me leave church and my several years of being a pastor, to sit with Ifa and learn it. Travel different states and different countries to learn it, is because Ifa came to me as something that was real. The Bible presented their characters as holy and righteous, blameless. Jesus of the Bible was presented to us as blameless. He lived his life. Now, that is not to know that blameless, holy, and righteous is not possible in human life. So it's hard for us to relate with those identities that religion give us. But when you come to Ifa, you can relate with the Orishas when they live the human life. There is nothing called perfect in Ifa. It's just life that is happening. People make mistakes, they fix it. People do wrong, they pay the consequences of what they did wrong. They move ahead and they fix it. That's the summary of human life. Ifa is that relatable. The Orishas, Irumoles, were not presented to us as holy and righteous that we are trying to attain. Taiwo, thank you so much for the comments. This is real. Now, if Obatala can do this, who is your boyfriend? Who is your husband? Who is your daddy? Who is your friend? Who is your wife? Who is your business partner? Who is your colleague at work that cannot do it? As long as you exist on this human plane, imperfect is your middle name. You understand that as long as people exist as people, don't expect perfection from anybody. Nobody attains to a level of, that man has attained to a level of spiritual holiness. There are certain things he cannot do. Is a lie. You are deceiving yourself. Oh, I've known this person for 20, 30 years. There's something they cannot do. Is a lie. You are deceiving yourself. You are having unrealistic expectation of humans. Sit down and analyze situations. Don't say things to yourself that people did not say to you. A lot of us have constantly given ourselves apology that people did not give us. And we assume that it comes for them. We have made excuses for people that they did not make. We have justified people in things that they did not present any grounds for justification. It doesn't make you a bad person, it makes you a foolish person. It makes you an adult that does not have sense. Irrespective of the kind of relationship you are existing in, understand that human beings are human beings. When people hurt you, let them apologize. Look for the apology. Let it be spelled. Don't let the apology look like something like, and let it be real. Have conversation. Wọ́n ní tí ọmọdé bá ṣubú á wo wájú, tí àgbàlagbà bá ṣubú á wo ẹ̀yìn ni. When a child, an immature person falls, they look forward and they just continue to move forward. When an adult, a mature thinking person falls, they look back to see how did it happen. Your partner, whatever form of partnership, should be able to sit down and have conversation with you. How did what I did, how did it make you feel? Can we have a conversation of how it made you feel? Can I also have a conversation, but this is the reason I did this thing. Oh no, you are not supposed to do it like that. Oh, you are supposed to do it, but not at that time. Have conversation. Let's understand that they are genuinely listening to you. There's something that I do when I talk to people. When I speak to people, I tell them to repeat what they heard to me. I do it with my staff a lot, and they feel I'm just stressing them. But Ìyánífá, I've heard you. I know you heard me because you have ears that is functioning. The only thing I can verify is that as long as your ear is functioning, you can hear me. But I cannot verify that you understand me until you repeat what I have said. Let me know how you understand it. When your partner hurts you, when somebody goes out of line with you, communicate what that thing has done. Let them repeat it so that you can know that they understand what you just communicated. Now, when people repeat what you have said, you will be surprised that, no, but that's not what I said. No, that's not what I said. Their brain has processed something else, usually very defensive. Usually very defensive, and that version is what their brain has stuck with. 2 days ago, I was speaking to someone, and I said, okay. So the person was talking about traveling. He was supposed to go on a journey that morning, and he was supposed to go at 12 o'clock. It was 10 o'clock, and we have been having conversations whether or not they were going. So I said, are you still going to Lagos? And the person responded, I'm going to eat. Before I go, they will have to wait for me. I said, no, you are not listening. You're not hearing me. Are you still going to Lagos? Was I, yeah, I'm going, but I have to eat. Listen to me. My question is, are you still going to Lagos? Yes, I am going to Lagos. I'm not asking you whether you want to eat or not. Now, the person was cooking at that time to eat, and they thought that I was asking them if they are still going to Lagos because time was running and they still wanted to cook and eat. And they responded in defense. I'm still going to eat, though, because in their mind, they think I'm saying, are you still going to Lagos? It's almost 10 o'clock and you still want to cook. I never said those things. So there are a lot of things that we hear that nobody said to us. The same way you hear apologies that was never said. The Hermes bag is not a, I'm sorry, I realize what I did is wrong and this is the way I'm not going to repeat it. Hermes bag is just a gift. And a gift can be a birthday gift, can be Christmas gift, it can be whatever it is. That is not an apology. That's not a conversation to say, I wronged you, this is how we made you feel. Next time when we are in this situation, this is what I will do better. So please, we need to understand these things. Now, when it comes to relationships, especially women, and when I say especially women, you are an adult enough to understand that I'm not taking sides of gender. I'm telling you what it is. African men in this side of the world, and I guess in so many sides of the world, are not particularly raised to say sorry. They are not particularly raised to realize their mistakes and apologize. Especially because in so many homes, the husband is older. In African settings, you cannot look into the face of an adult and say you have done something wrong. The child is still the one that is going to apologize. The younger person is still the one that will apologize to the adult, even if we both know that the adult has done something wrong. That's the way it is in Africa, generally. So when somebody is older than you in so many ways, even if your husband is younger than you in age, he's considered older than you because he's the head of the family. So naturally, he just doesn't want to take responsibility. He doesn't want to be accountable. He doesn't want you to tell him he has done something wrong. He doesn't want to process it. He just wants to make you realize, see, I just sent you this gift. You should fill in the gap. Is it until I open my mouth and I say sorry? Oh, yes. Something was violated, something needs to be corrected, and these are ways by which we are not going to repeat that something again. And this is what Àwòkọ did not take cognizance of. Sorry, what's wrong with me? Don't do this. So what's wrong with this? Guys, please hold on. I'm trying to the puzzle on the live streaming. I'm trying to fix the puzzle and it's acting funny. Oh, or is it this way? Okay, it's this way. Oh, they've changed it. All right. I think we now. This black app is always moving things around. All right. So, and this was what Àwòkọ got wrong. And you see how it happened for her. Bàtálá was not sorry that he brought in another wife. The only thing that was his problem was that, hey, this woman has leverage and she's going to use it against me. He was not bothered about the fact that my wife left the house in anger. Let me talk about that part. He wasn't bothered about it. All he wanted was to have everything play out for him. And it's happening every day in friendship, in business partnership, in relationship, in marriage, in whatever it is, among siblings, between parents and their children. It happens every day. You need to understand that. Okay. Now, what this Odu actually says about trust. Let's go into what Ifa is telling us about trust here. Abolanle Awofeso, thank you so much for joining us. I told you at the start of this stream that some of you are going to hear this sentence. Love is the power you give to someone to destroy you trusting that they won't. That is the new definition of love that I just found, or that I just created, or that I just modified. Listen to it again. Love is the power that you give to someone to destroy you, trusting that they won't. When you love somebody, you are literally giving them power. That power can be used for you, in favor of you, or against you, to destroy you. But you are trusting that the person you have handed that power to is not going to use it against you. Love is like giving somebody a rifle that has bullets in it, and you give it to them, hoping that they won't point it at you and pull the trigger. That's what we do every day. When you say you love somebody, either you is a spouse, or your siblings, or your parents, or a friend, or a business partnership, whatever form it comes, you are giving somebody power over your life, and you are hoping that they are not going to use it against you. Babati, Eko Ojimo, Eko Sheini, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your presence here. Eshegoni Adupe. If you take that sentence at face value, without this Odu, it sounds like a noble cause. It sounds like an affirmation of vulnerability. It sounds like love in every form that it comes, trust in every form. No, it sounds like something that your relationship coach will tell you on social media. But that is not what the Odrifa is pointing us to. Odrifa says we give them power and trust that they will not use it. Let that sentence, let it sink. OSE OGBE does not say that you should go ahead and trust somebody 100%. We are going to get into it. Now, Àwòkọ trusted Bàtálá. She relinquished the exact thing that protected her. And what happened? She did not get her marriage restored. She got permanently and structurally disempowered. The only leverage that she had in her marriage was taken away from her because she chose to trust her man. The man that she trusted lied to her, taking away her power, making her powerless in the relationship, making the only thing that she can hold on to in that relationship trust, blind trust. And I say this, let me pause at this point and remind people that are in relationships, that are in marriages, that are in friendships, where other forms of partnerships are involved. Now, as little as I trust my partner with my ATM pin, I trust my partner with my banking details, I trust my partner with my health records, I trust my partner with my family inheritance, I trust my partner with upcoming projects that I have not even executed, I trust my partner with my life. As little as that to as big as I trust my partner to buy property with them, I trust my partner to co-own investments with them, I trust my partner to bring them on board on different things that I've been building. It comes in different forms. If you are in a love relationship and you have this form of trust that you have put into somebody, please let it come with leverage. See, I need us to take away sentiments. You see that sentiment you are applying, it came from religion. The sentiment of so you're now saying that we cannot be in love and the money is what we are looking at. It is religion that makes you say, for God so loved the world that he gave everything. What greater love than this, than a man should lay his life down for his friend? All those things is just religious rubbish. If I never said you should go into a marriage relationship and love somebody and trust somebody with your eyes closed and hoping that they are not going to do anything to you, that's not love, that's foolishness. Anybody that is presenting that to you is just manipulating you, or they are also foolish. There should be leverage in everything that you are doing. Even as a child to your parents, you should have conversation with your parents. Daddy, I hope you have plans in case you don't reach age 100, in case you go on this trip and you don't come back again. What is financially protecting us as your children? It's not that you are wishing. See, in a religious setting, if you have such conversation, your parents will think, are you planning to unalive me? Are you praying that? No, I bind that in Jesus' name. I reject that. I rebuke that. Relax. Life is going to happen when life is going to happen. People that pass at age 50, they are not better than people that passed at age 100. Ifa does not love them less. Olodumare does not love them less. Life just happens based on so many circumstances. As long as you are in a partnership with somebody, there should be leverage. In case something goes wrong, what is the backup? Create it. Somebody said her parents, my parents, when I tried having those conversations, our parents generally, when we try having those conversations, trust me, African parents are like that. Nobody wants to have that conversation. But I'm your child. You are sending me to a very expensive school. And I don't know if you have any financial backing in case anything happens. So you can imagine, the father now passes when their child is in second year in school. There is no financial backing. The child doesn't have any way to access anything. The child cannot access it until at a certain age. There will be so many court proceedings back to back, different things will go on for years before that child can access it. What happens to the education of that child? They are trusting that their parents that sent them to school is able to carry them through school in full. But it's more than trust. Now the father has passed. The child's education has to be halted for another 5 years before he or she can get hold of the finance of every asset that their parent has. That's not fair. That is the parents not keeping their own end of the bargain. It's the same thing in relationship. You are going into a business with your husband, with your father, your sister, your brother, your wife. Can you treat a business as a business? Can you sit down and sign documents? Can you have conversations like an exit plan in that business? In case both of us are no longer on the same page, what is the exit plan for everything we have both invested? It doesn't make you bad couple. It doesn't mean you don't love each other. It doesn't mean you don't trust each other. It means that you are adults that have sense and you understand that life is unpredictable and so are people. And you have all of that. Now, if you have a partner that is reluctant to that, there's a problem. It's either they don't have financial intelligence or they have other plans for you. We are reading the story of bàtálá, Òrìṣà. If we put all our Orishas in hierarchy, bàtálá usually comes first. We are reading how he treated his wife. Don't let anybody take leverage from you. Don't let anybody take leverage from you. Let there be an exit clause in everything. In case our love relationship doesn't work, we are still doing business. This is still business. But in case we want, you are sitting down, you are sharing your secrets with a friend. You are sharing everything about your life with a friend. You don't have any leverage. The only thing you have is, I trust my friend will not tell anybody. You have plans that you have not even started executing. Before you have somebody that you can share those plans with, you have to have leverage. Thank you so much, Babati. You should have leverage. Just in case something happens. There's a very popular lady, business lady on back in the day on Instagram. If I mention her name, everybody knows. Those of you that know me knows that I was in business with her at some point. And she has this habit of keeping receipts and using it against people in future. You already know who I'm talking about. And I was in business partnership with her and we were friends. And of course, she was going to try the same thing with me. And I told her, I said, have you forgotten I also have XYZ information about you? Maybe she forgot. See, nobody knows me. If you come out with this, you are giving me publicity. If I come out with this, it's dragging you down. We both have leverage. Not because I didn't love her, but my brother said something. This woman you are dealing with, you already know the way she is. She will bring receipt from 6 years ago. She's like that in the days of Instagram. Okay, Instagram is still there, but those of you that know the person I'm talking about. It looks like she has folders saved on her computer where she keeps everybody that she deals with, everything about them, to the last text message, voice note, everything. She keeps it there. If you do anyhow, she will bring it up. I knew the kind of person I was dealing with. So I made sure that before I had some certain conversations with her, she had also had certain conversations with me. That was leverage that I was holding. We loved each other. We were the human side of ourselves, like people always do. She played that in my face like she always did with other people. And I also told her, look here, I have receipts, so I'm also keeping. You're not the only one that can keep receipts. This is my leverage. And everything went off. She could not pull up anything. And I also didn't pull off anything. And we are fine. No drama. There should be leverage. You are sharing your everyday life with somebody that you barely know anything about them. Where is your common sense? You are a person of high esteem. You are a famous person. You are a rich person. You are a principled person. Person of integrity. You know what is at stake for you. Watch how you speak. Keep things to yourself. You are not just a regular everyday person. There are certain conversations I cannot have with you, no matter how much I love you. Because I know what is at stake for me. Because I know you are a human being. Not because I don't love you. I'm just putting leverage, balance in it. I'm just. Now we move to the level with people that we work like they know us, we know them. They're our partners, our siblings. We know each other in and out. Find leverage. Make sure you have leverage. No matter how bad it is, don't let go of that leverage. It is called wisdom. Àwòkọ trusted her husband so much, she let go of the only leverage that she has. And when they took it away from her, there was nothing she could do. Jojolo was not sent away, despite the fact that he said it. She let go of the only leverage she had, and she held on to the words of bàtálá as leverage. Ha. You are holding on to the words of a human being as leverage. A human being that cannot even guarantee what he's going to say tomorrow. You are holding on to their words as leverage. There are certain people that their words is worth something. But please, can you give me more than your words? Can we have a written document? Before I hand over that leverage, you will give me another leverage. I always have to have leverage. There must always be something. Because people are people. Now, you can be fortunate enough, favored enough, lucky enough to deal with people that you would never have to use leverage. That's awesome, but have it. Not having to use it is a whole different ballgame. Have it. Ìyánífá, no. My husband and I don't work like that. It's okay, but please, I need you to guarantee us that you have married a fallen angel. You do not marry human being. You married irúnmọlẹ̀ tó rọ̀ wá látọ̀run. Oh, fẹ́ntọ́ tinú obìnrin bí. You married somebody that just descended from ọ̀run, not somebody they gave birth to. If you can guarantee that, then you are good. But if you married a person that is born of another human being, find leverage. You might never use it. In fact, all of us, we gather together and give your spouse an award if you never have to use the leverage. We will give them the award of the most well-behaved human being on earth. And we will carry a crown on their head like this. We will celebrate the person. Still keep that leverage. Still keep that leverage. Have it and hold it. Leverage will mean different things to different people in different relationships. Whatever leverage means to you in that partnership and that relationship and that business, have it. That is what Bàtálá just used to tell us now. Bàtálá is telling us here that Àwòkọ do not have sense like that. She trusted so much without leverage. Trust, but have leverage. Okay, let's continue. Àwòkọ trusted. She relinquished the exact thing that protected her. And what happened? She did not get she did not get her marriage restored. She got permanently and structurally disempowered, while the man she trusted kept the very thing he lied about removing. If you tell this story straight and stop at they were singing Àwòkọ wálé, it becomes a fairy tale. Oh, they said Àwòkọ should come home. Jojolo was sent away, but no, it not end there. Now, here is the correction I need every single one of you to take from this today. Love does not require giving somebody power over you. That part, love does require. Let me correct that. That was an error. Love does require giving somebody power over you. Yes, that part is true. And I'm not going to stand here and tell you that you can live the rest of your life without giving somebody substantial power over you. It's not going to happen. Every human relationship that you go into, you give somebody power over you. That's a fact. But this Odu draws a hard line between two different things, and most people are never able to tell them apart. Now, there is a firm difference between these two things I'm about to tell you. The first is giving somebody power inside a structure that is real, that is mutual, and that has accountability. Make sure the person you are giving power to in that friendship, in that partnership, in that relationship, make sure that that partnership you are building has a structure where the person can be held accountable, a structure that can be enforced, a structure that is mutually beneficial to both of you. Please keep clicking on your screen, keep liking, keep sharing, keep reposting. Keep clicking on your screen, please. Thank you. It says here that before you give somebody leverage, before you give somebody power, before you get into a relationship that makes you open up your life to somebody, your bank details, your health details, your assets, the things that you are still planning in the future, before you become so free with somebody that you can talk to them about anything, you are not holding anything back, make sure that that partnership you are building, it has structure. Three things must come with that structure. There must be accountability. In case anybody messes up, they can be held accountable. That accountability and structure, it must be enforceable, the one that can be enforced, and it must be mutually beneficial to both of you. Thank you so much for the gift, Kadej. It must be mutually beneficial. Ìyánífá Ẹwà said, so legit, this Obatala's wife ruined women's power like play. Just like that, though, the decision that Àwòkọ took, just like that, that decision changed the narrative that a woman is supposed to have. Now, imagine the lives that women are living. Men will play in your face and tell you, men are polygamous in nature. A man will go and raise a whole family without informing you, without your knowledge. The only time you find out is when the man passes and they have to share inheritance, or when you find out. Family will now sit you down and say, wo, nǹkan ẹni ò kí ń di méjì ká bí nǹkan tá ló di méjì, nǹkan tí ẹ ló di méjì kò ń ṣe tèmi mẹ́rin. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fàlà sí nǹkan tá ló di méjì, èmi mo fẹ́ yàwó ni. Àbúrúkọ mi làwọn ọmọ máa jẹ́. They will now sit you down and tell you that your asset does not double and you'll be angry. Your husband has brought more things into the family. He didn't bring more things to me. He brought more things to himself. I don't own those children. They are not mine. I can't lay claims on the woman and the children. They will gaslight you into, what is it? Are you going to lose this home because of what this man has done? Women lost the entire power because Àwòkọ decided to throw away the leverage that she had. Leverage that Obatala himself was the one that created it like that and said women can keep it, the men can give their wives to keep it. That's how Obatala himself originally created it. Àwòkọ now allowed us, and a lot of you women are doing it every day. You don't know that things that you are doing today is laying a legacy. Ìyánífá Ẹwà. You don't know that you are building legacy. You are teaching the next generation in your lineage something. When you see me working as hard as I do, when you see me building my family the way I'm building it, I'm teaching my daughters something. I'm teaching them that irrespective of life happen, the way life happens, when it has to do with relationship, it doesn't make you less than a person. Nobody wakes up, no 7-year-old girl wakes up one morning and says, oh, I'm going to marry 3 times and 4 times. I'm going to marry once and divorce, and then marry again and divorce. Then I'm going to have 3 children with 3 different men. That's my goal in life. Nobody says that. Nobody's childhood dream is that. That's not anybody's childhood dream. But life happens. We just grew up in life and certain things just happen. But then, society has said that once that happens to a woman, once you go through a first marriage and it doesn't work, make sure you stay in the second one. If not, aye mama ka fun eni. I'm changing that narrative for my children and for as many women and children as are watching me and listening to me and that would listen to my story. I'm saying that even if you don't get it right in a part of your life and you're trying to figure it out, you can still get it right in other aspects of your life. No, you can walk into boardrooms and introduce yourself as Miss, your father's last name, and take over the boardroom and close deals and make wins and expand. You can look into the face of people that are trying to talk you down and say, hey, look at her, she has different children with different men. And you look at them and say, okay, yes. Any other thing aside from that? And they look at you like, oh, it doesn't make you feel bad. No. Bring your children and I'll bring my children. Let them side by side. And then show me which of them looks like they have a problem. You are building something. You are building a narrative. You are telling the generation that is coming behind you or that is walking directly by your side in this life that in case you end up in a marriage or a relationship that is not working, you are not supposed to pretend that everything is fine and continue to drown in silence. You are not supposed to endure any form of violence just because somebody will say, oh, you don't have a man in your life. No. You are teaching them with your life that, see, nobody planned to fail in marriage. But just in case it does happen, you can still put yourself together and go ahead and succeed in life. You are teaching every black person today that irrespective of what they feel about our color today, we can still go ahead and make it. Which is why I say this, anywhere I find an African woman succeeding globally, it gives me strength like nothing else. It gives me joy because that woman has 3 odds against her that she has fought. She's female. She's black and she's from Africa. Some of you that are female and you are black and you are from the West, you have better opportunities than those of us that are female, that are black and that are from Africa. We live in Africa. Our only passport is Nigerian passport, especially if you are Nigerian. If I find a Nigerian woman succeeding globally, you don't even want to know how it makes me feel. Because she has fought odds. We are rewriting that. This story tells us about the decision a woman took and the general women lost leverage for life. For life, we cannot buy that leverage again. What is the decision that you are taking as an African man, as an African woman, as a father? What are the decisions that you are taking today? What story is it telling the generation that is coming? What is it telling the next person that is coming? As we are reading about Àwòkọ, somebody will read about you one day. What are they going to learn? I am the first person in my family. When I say family, I mean as far back as I can remember, great grandfather, grandfather, father, and me. Like my great grandparents, my grandparents, my parents, and my generation. On my mother's side, I am the first to ever go through a divorce. I am the first. And I know what they said to me. Don't be the first person. This has never happened in our family. Unfortunately, it's happening. I'm sorry, it is happening. I didn't choose it. I didn't plan for it. I love family. I love love. I love marriage, but it just didn't happen. And it's just life. But it's not going to stop me from doing every other thing that I said to myself that I was going to do. And people are watching. People are watching. The decision you are making today is going to determine a lot of other people's lives. Is going to determine whether that girl that stays next door, that is looking at you, whether she will be able to speak up on the abuse that she's going through. I know a lot of women who have come to me to say, Ìyánífá, I tell myself every day, if you can do it, I can also do it. Can you help me? How can I find? And when I hear their stories, you people have patience, so this is what you are covering up in the name of I want to stay married. And it goes both ways, both men and women. I know men that have gone through a lot. That has gone through a lot just so that people will not say first wife has left, second wife has left. But when you see other people that are doing it and they are succeeding in it, it gives you strength to know that, I don't have to be here. We are all living life. Some people failed in relationship and they are trying again. Some people failed in business. Some people's health is what is failing. Some people are failing in parenting. We all have challenges in different forms. But you are the proof that somebody else needs, that regardless they can keep going. You are the proof that somebody else needs, that regardless. When people see me every day, knowing where I came from in religion, knowing that I spent my life my childhood in Deeper Life Church, knowing that I joined Christ Embassy and I became a pastor there, and they see me talk about Ifa like this, it gives some people encouragement that, there's nothing anybody can say. Because a lot of you are scared of what people will say. You are scared of how it's going to turn out. But when you see somebody else doing it, and the person has been doing it for years, and they are making progress in it, it gives you strength. You are able to ask them, please, how are you doing it? I also want to do it. But if you cannot find anybody doing it, you will continue to drown in religion that you know is not working. You will not be bold enough to step out and say, this is what I'm doing. I met somebody recently. You think I love Ifa? I met somebody recently that made me feel like, I need to take this Ifa seriously. I need to take this Ifa seriously. The way you see me coming on live streaming every day to talk about Ifa, I have met certain people that are like, and that was a challenge for me. When you hear somebody speak and they acknowledge Ifa in every single thing, even when things are not going the way they want it to go, it was a challenge for me. I saw somebody do something and that person didn't know that in their own little corner, the decisions they are taking about Ifa every day is going to affect me as big as I am in Ifa today. And by extension, is going to rub off on every other person that is following me and listening to me. So please, that decision you are taking today, understand the fact that it's not about yourself. I keep saying it. We are people that are raised with legacy in mind. Please, you've not typed the WhatsApp number in the comment section. No. What's going on? The website, the WhatsApp number should constantly be in the comment section and pin it. It will be posted to you shortly. Now, so the first thing is that before you give somebody power in love, make sure that there is structure, there is accountability, and mutual benefit. That is what Àwòkọ and Ọbàtálá had in the beginning of their relationship. They had a structure. It mutually benefited both of them. The wife did not have to worry about, excuse me, what's my husband doing when I'm not there? Because she had leverage. And they were accountable. They had a same goal. That was what they had at the initial part. The detachable manhood held by the woman is not romance. It was a covenant between the two of them. It is the leverage that she was holding on to. Now, the second is giving somebody power because you have been made to feel that structure has been restored. Please listen to this part. When in actual fact, verification has not taken place, you have given somebody power and the person has broken your trust. You have trusted somebody with your love and they have hurt you. Now, this second part is speaking to people that are in that situation. I'm not saying that the moment your partner hurts you, your friend hurts you, break up with them, run away from them, divorce them, cut them off, block them. That's not what I'm saying. Every relationship has a right of fair chance. You can still give it a second chance if both parties are ready to work it out. As long as whatever it is that they said is not life-threatening to you at that time, whatever decision that they're taking is not life-threatening to you, you can still have a conversation about it. But this is how that conversation should go. That conversation should be restored. You should verify that they are sorry and they have fixed it. See, you have trusted somebody in the first place and they have hurt you. Please check on YouTube. Who is checking on YouTube? You have trusted somebody in the first place and they have hurt you. Buying back trust, regaining trust is not in a snap of a finger. It is okay to say this trust is going to take time to rebuild. It is okay. There is nobody that puts a timeline to it. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, it's been 3 months, it's been 3 days, it's been 12 days. How long is it? It's going to take you as long as it takes you to build that conviction and verify that what they have said is true. It's going to take you as long as it's going to take you. If they cannot be patient with you, they can go. They are the one that broke trust. But the society today puts us under this pressure of but he has apologized now. Ẹni tó bá ti mẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ kò gbọdọ̀ pẹ́ lórí ìkúnlẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ní kó pẹ́ lórí ìkúnlẹ̀. There is a Yoruba adage that says once somebody realizes they have done wrong and they've said sorry, they should not be kept kneeling down for too long. No, I'm not asking you to kneel down for too long. Stand up. You said sorry, I've heard it, but I'm still processing it. I need to see validation. I need to know that this your sorry is real and is true. I need proof, physical proof to hold on to say, yes, this person has apologized, this person has fixed it. These are the measures that this person has put into place so that this thing will not be repeated again. This is where my interest is being protected. So that iná ìṣìṣì ò ní jó èèyàn lẹ́ẹ̀mejì. Tó bá ti jó ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì kò ṣèṣì mọ́. Yoruba says, oh, this fire accidentally burns me. You cannot say it twice. You cannot say something accidentally burns you twice. The first one was accident. The second one, you don't have sense. It's either you did it on purpose or you don't have sense. So that accidentally will not happen the second time. This time around, let's take time and process this thing. This Ògbè we are reading, for those of us that are just joining us, is OSE OGBE, and is also called OSE Àwòkọ. Àwọn babaláwo máa tún pè ní OSE Àwòkọ, and it's the story of Ọbàtálá as the husband Àwòkọ, his wife, and the second wife Jòjòló. The second time she was given power, she gave it without actually restoring the structure. there was no verification that took place. And this was what happened when Àwòkọ came home. Nothing was structurally proven. Terms were not renegotiated. No accountability was established. She felt the reconciliation and she accepted it. Feeling reconciled and being reconciled are two different things. They are two events that happens exclusively. They are exclusive of each other. They don't go hand in hand. You can feel that your partner is sorry. You can genuinely see the being sorry in them, but that does not mean that the situation has been fixed. So yes, I feel that you have apologized. So Mark Belori Ikunle, you can stand up. You don't have to continue to kneel down and say sorry. It's okay. But can I have time? Can we both sit down to rebuild this structure? To renegotiate this partnership, to build accountability again? Can the person that wronged the other person be held accountable? And I keep saying this, when I say have agreements in your relationship, this is what I'm talking about. If in your own relationship, take for instance is marriage, if extramarital affairs is a big deal, is a boundary that should not be crossed, there should be clauses in your partnership. In any event that you cross this line, this is what's going to happen. When you go to court, because I can see you, I can see the way you are looking at me. What is wrong with that woman? You, I can see you. You think I can't see you? I can see you. I can see how you are saying, all these feminists has come. I don't know what part of this conversation sounds feminist. Okay, I'm telling you about real life. You are doing your nose like this. Kusiwala. Sit down and have partnership. That's what happens when you take vows. When you go to the registry today to sign your marriage under the act, under the law, they tell you, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, till death do you part. Okay. Those are vows that you are exchanging. I will stay with you, I will be with you, irrespective of what happens. Okay. Then they go further to explain to you, if you pick another wife before divorcing this woman, if you pick another husband before, it is called bigamy, and it is against the law of this land, and it will end you or earn you 5, 7, 12, 21 years imprisonment without an option of fine. That is consequences that comes with you crossing the line. For those of you that are in the Nigerian social media, or you are a lover of Nigerian social media, there's a popular, I don't know what to call him, I think he's a streamer that got married recently. And while they were exchanging vows, I saw the video clip a couple of days ago. And then they lay down the, in case you marry somebody else, if you break your vows, if you do this, it's going to earn you so years imprisonment. And the guy said, what we are doing here today is love now. How did prison enter into love? Exactly. Exactly. That is the narrative that they sold to us. That because we are in love, because it is love, because it is God that joined us together, because it is Allah that joined you together, because it's Jesus that spoke to you the name of your wife, because it's the Father that brought you together, there should be no clause for accountability. It's a lie. It's not true. Why should you be scared to be held accountable? If you know you are not going to break the law, why are you scared of the punishment of the law? If you own a car and they say anybody that drove 5 million naira or $10,000 or 7,000 pounds, you will not be there. Why would you be arguing? No, 10,000 pounds is too much. They should reduce it to 1,000 pounds. Are you planning to drive against traffic? If you're not planning to drive against traffic, you should not be bothered. What you should be concerned about is, please, can I have the map of this state and know where we are, where the traffic rules are? Can I understand how the traffic rule works? In case I head in a direction I'm not supposed to go, how can I turn back? Where is the next exit? Those are the things that somebody that wants to stay in the line of the law is supposed to be asking, not arguing with why is the fine 10,000 or 20,000. So if your partner is not comfortable to be held accountable in your marriage, in your finance, in your friendship, in your business partnership, there's something wrong. That already tells you that they have an intention of something. There should be. Whatever it is that both of you have unanimously agreed that is the boundaries that you have set, let there be accountability. If I'm your friend and I'm showing up for you because my father is the governor, or my father is the IG, or my father is whoever it is that is in power, you know that, and you decide to consistently get into trouble because you know you will call your friend and she will call her daddy. My daddy was not made a governor so that he can bail you out of trouble every Eke market day, every 21 days, every two weeks. No, that's not his primary job. So we are supposed to agree. I can call my daddy the first time, call my daddy the second time, the third time you will go to jail. It's not going to happen. But you're my friend now. Why should I go to jail a third time? Don't let it happen a third time. Don't let it happen a third time. Be a responsible adult. Act like you don't have that covering. So you cannot be my friend and think that you will continue to exploit the opportunities that come with my friendship just because we are friends. And to you, that's the definition of love. And then some people will come and guilt trip me to say, but she's your friend now. Just a call from your father will take her away from there. She did it the first time. She did it the second time. This is the third time. Let her face the music. Maybe she will go there and learn and have sense. A lot of you are doing it with your children. Gentle parenting. The African version of gentle parenting today is something I don't know. But anybody, I'm not even bothered about you. Shebi is your children. Just make sure that those children that you are raising with gentle parenting, make sure that just make sure that you keep your children far away from our children. Because if they meet any of my children and carry bad habits that you refuse to, you already know what's going to happen. You already know what's going to happen. Discipline your children, set boundaries, let there be accountability. Let them know that if they cross the line one too many times, you as their parents will turn their back against them. Don't give them this mind that my father is rich, my mother is rich, irrespective of what happens, they will continue to show up. No. You are raising children that are going to be adults that will be messed up. And then they will now marry another person's child that is well trained and be telling them, you just have to take it like that. But you said that you love me. Why can't you be showing up for me? First business, down the drain. Second business, down the drain. Third business, down the drain. And you still expect a woman to stay with you and continue to... There is a difference between circumstances beyond your control happens, but you mess up your finances. First time, second time, third time, they are now blaming somebody else's child that they raised with financial intelligence that is keeping her own money, guilt trip her into thinking that she's a bad wife because she left you. No. You are not even supposed to have a wife in the first place. Your parents did not train you to be able to accommodate another person's life into your life. You didn't have any business marrying a wife or a husband in the first place. Sit down and learn how to deal with yourself as an adult first. Manage your life as an individual first. Don't come into people's life and say, you just have to take me as I am. We are not taking rubbish as it is. I'm not rubbish. Why would I take rubbish? My parents did not raise rubbish. Why did your own father or your mother raise rubbish and they are looking for where to throw it? Go and marry somebody in your family. Be the first person to break the rule. Marry your sister. Family in there. Every relationship you have should have boundaries, and everybody crossing that boundary should be held accountable. It is love. That's the difference between Ifa and religion. Ifa has responsibility and accountability. What the church is presenting you to you every day is lack of responsibility, lack of accountability. God is responsible for every good thing. Satan is responsible for every bad thing. You are the puppet in between the two of them. You now marry somebody's son. You don't want to be held accountable. They've opened shop for you today. Otijerun. You came to your husband. Importation and exportation. Otijerun. Tomorrow is food business. Otijerun. Next tomorrow is network marketing. Otijerun. And your reason for that is, but he's supposed to give me money. I gave birth to his children. I'm taking care of them. Auntie, you don't have financial intelligence. Go to school and learn how to handle money. The fact that you have children with a man does not give you license to ruin his finances. If that man does not understand how to grow money and multiply money, you think he will be funding this your stupidity? Okay. Accountability and responsibility. Any relationship that doesn't have it, both of you are deceiving yourself. Stories that touch will soon enter now. Then you now come to social media and be saying justice for Kinnikan. We will send you back to your parents' house. I want you Ògbè. Ẹ̀kọ́ tó dúró gbà lé ẹ̀ wá padà lọ gbà tó bá délé yín. I want to say this plainly because I know some of you are going to try to soften it in your head. Bàtálá did not change. Nothing about the underlying situation changed between the moment Àwòkọ held his manhood and the moment she gave it back. Nothing changed. The only thing that changed was her own emotional state. She went angry, in control, happy and relieved. The only variable that moved was the moment when she allowed her emotions to cloud her judgment. Imagine that she held her husband's manhood every time he went out. Her trust was not based on emotion. She had leverage. That is why she held the manhood every time her husband traveled. She could have given it to him and said, my husband, I trust you. You are not going to do anything. That is emotional trust. No, she had trust that had concrete evidence. But the moment she applied emotional trust based on, look at all the people singing, Àwòkọ wálé, jòjòló ti lọ, Àwòkọ wálé, jòjòló ti lọ. I see everybody singing and dancing. She lost logic and she used emotion. That's how they were able to get her. That's how she lost leverage. The only thing that changed was that she let go of leverage based on emotions. I've told you, if you have to let one leverage go, make sure you have another one in your hand. Kuburu. Now, let's talk to men. We are going to talk to both genders. Now, let's talk to men. For the men, Bàtálá's move, we will talk about it and what you need to recognize in yourself. I'm going to speak directly to men that are watching me today, and I want you to actually receive this instead of being defensive. Instead of being defensive. Don't be defensive. Just listen to me. Is that okay? I'm not telling you this story to make you hate Bàtálá. Bàtálá is not a villain caricature in this story. He is Bàtálá, one of the most revered Òrìṣà in the entire tradition. I'm telling you this story because Bàtálá represents a pattern that lives in a lot of us, including good men, including devoted men, including devoted husbands. If you cannot recognize it in yourself, you will do exactly what Bàtálá says without actually calling it what it is. And here is the pattern. Let's look at that pattern. When a man is caught, when his wrongdoing is exposed and there are real consequences on the table, the instinct is really to honestly repair it. Really is the first instinct of the man, oh, I did something wrong, let's honestly repair it. The instinct of men and generally human being is to manage the situation and get back into control. Bàtálá did not sit his wife down and say, I broke our covenant. I brought in a second wife, and here is what I'm willing to do to earn back what I lost. He didn't say that. He organized a public performance, got people singing. He built a narrative that was convincing enough that his wife believed that the problem was solved, when the only thing he actually did, or the only thing that actually happened, was that he wanted to get his manhood back. He never had a conversation with her about, this is what I did wrong. How do we fix it? How does it make you feel? How did we end up here? All that performance was just, this woman has taken control. Let me get it back. And that is natural human instinct too. I need you to understand that. Hardly would you find people that are in situations and they care about how you feel. And they want to sit down to hear you. And they want to be able to, really would you find people like that? Understand the fact that the world has very few of such people. You have a 2% chance as of today, roughly estimating 2 to 3% chance of meeting people like that. So you are supposed to go into life understanding the fact that 97 out of 100 people will not have that as their first instinct. It doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't make them undevoted husbands or wife or friends. It is just human instinct. Human beings are naturally selfish. That's natural. If they give somebody a hoe, he will harvest more things to his own side. That's just natural human instinct. Understand it and know peace. When people act in a different way is when you should be surprised. Like, wow, you are different. You are one of the few. When people act in that general way, it's just general. Dogs bark, that's the general thing. We will be surprised when a dog speaks like a human person. That's the surprising thing. Dog barks, that's a general thing. People's instinct is selfish, that's a general thing. Expect it from people generally. Make room for it. Now, he says here that he did not sit his wife down, he just put up a performance. I want every man listening, I want you to ask yourself something honestly right now. When you have hurt somebody you love and they respond with real boundaries, real consequences, real withdrawal of access, what is your first instinct? I'm not expecting you to answer that in the comment section, but I'm just asking you to ask yourself. Ask yourself that question on a personal level when it is just you, when there is nobody to be defensive to, when there is nobody to make a speech to. Ask yourself, what is your first instinct? Is it to sit in discomfort and do the actual work of repair, even if it is slow? Even if it's going to cost you a lot, even if the person does not fully trust you again right away? Or is your first instinct to find the fastest route back to the way things were before? Let's just patch it up. Let's just cover it up. Once the tension drops, let's pick it up as if nothing ever happens. Do you really want to fix things, or you just want to perform something that looks like a fix? Ask yourself that question. You are going to answer it yourself. Because these two instincts looks almost identical from the outside. Both involve saying sorry. Both of them involve some form of kind gestures. Both of them involve genuine emotions in the moment. But one is oriented towards the well-being of the other person and the integrity of the relationship. The other is focused on you gaining access. Bàtálá chose the path of regaining access. And the proof is that he did the second he got it, he grabbed it. And he immediately made it permanent that control should never be given to a woman again. You see what his instinct was? He sat down and he said, hold me as a man. I want to marry a wife. The only thing with which I can function, 70% of what makes you a man, somebody has taken it away. His plan was, how do I get it back? Not just get it back this time, but forever and ever. This woman is not going to take it. Meaning that in case I decide to marry 100 more women, she doesn't have access to this and she cannot stop me. That was what was in Bàtálá's mind. That was his first instinct. Let me take leverage away from her and gain control forever. She can see. That was the first instinct. Now, this is the part I need you to sit down with the longest. It's not just that he lied about sending Jojolo, the second wife, away. Is that once he had the power back in his hands, he used it to make sure no woman would ever be able to have leverage over a man again. He didn't just repair his individual marriage with control. He rewrote the entire architecture so that accountability will never be requested from a man again moving forward. And he implemented it by force without having a conversation with women. He represented the interest of men for life without thinking about how does that make a woman feel. If we take this leverage from her, what other leverage are we giving to her? Nothing of such. This is not coming from a man who has learned some things. This did not come from a man who is sorry. This did not come from a man who was considering his wife. This came from a man who made sure that he will never be caught again. Nobody can never request accountability from him again. So here is it for men. The real test is not whether you are remorse, or whether you're sorry, or your apology is genuine or not. It's not about what you say in the moment when you are caught. It's what you do with the power once you have regained it. If you get another chance, your first move is always to protect yourself, not to be accountable and ready to face the process of regaining trust again. And a woman who has been paying attention will eventually see the difference. So you can do it the first time, second time. Your friends will eventually see the difference. Your family members will eventually see the difference. You can manipulate somebody first time, second time. The fact that that friend is still staying with you does not mean they cannot see through your manipulation. They probably just don't have a choice. Or they are probably just lying to themselves and hoping that you will change. It doesn't mean you have won. It means that the other person just allowed you to win, or you have put the other person in a situation where they don't have a choice. And that's no longer relationship, that's control. Somebody should take it from her. Where is David? Now, let's talk to women. Before I round off speaking to men, I want to say this because it matters a lot. Some of you are going to hear this teaching and think it's only about infidelity. It's bigger than that. It's about any situation where you have done wrong and you have been caught and you are faced with real consequence and you have to walk back your trust. What do? Do you go through the process of regaining trust again and actually repairing that friendship and relationship? Or do you just want to patch things up and gain control again, not considering the feelings of the other person and where they stand? It can show up in marriages, in businesses, in partnership, in friendship. It can show up in how you deal with your children. Bàtálá's pattern is a human pattern, but Ifa is handing you a pattern that is better today. Ifa is telling you today that you repair considering every party involved. Take responsibility for what you have done wrong. Be accountable for it. If there are consequences attached to it, sit down and talk about it. You made that choice. And there are consequences for actions. Face it. Go through it. Rebuild that relationship. Don't gaslight your partner into saying, oh, you're supposed to trust me. You said that you need time. 2 days is enough. 3 days is enough. I have been in that situation. I'm talking from real life experience. Constantly being gaslighted into, how long is it going to take? You have apologized. I promised you. And in the first few months, I felt, you know what, let me invalidate my feelings. Let me sweep my own feelings under the rug. This person has apologized. They've gone everywhere. They've done performative apology. They've gone to tell everybody that they are sorry. Now you are the bad person. Now I was the bad person who was refusing to accept apology. The person even went as far as telling spiritual leaders. And those ones are like, but he has apologized. I'm not able to say no to my spiritual leaders. But after a couple of months, I sat down and I told myself, this is not right. No, this is not right. Let me judge this in a third-party experience. This is not right. And it's not okay for me to tell myself that this is okay. And I choose not to continue like this. It's okay for me to call off this partnership and say, you know what? No, this is not happening. Go and fix yourself. When I can see proof of genuine repentance, if I can see proof, if I can see series of events that show me that you have earned trust, you have been accountable. One of the consequences that comes with breaking trust is you will be in a distance. Remain in the distance and stay there. You chose to be there. So I'm speaking to you from experience. It has happened to a lot of us. So if the person is not taking accountability, it is okay for you to say, I want to take steps back. I will not be treated this way. I'm not going to validate this type of treatment. I'm not going to allow myself. And I keep telling us this. I still had this conversation with a friend. I said, you teach people how to treat you. You are the one that teach people how to treat you. You are the one that creates an enabling environment for people to treat you the way they treat you. Somebody treats you wrong the first time. The way you handle it is going to determine how they will continue to treat you. The first time was a mistake. The second time cannot be a mistake. The third time is an absolute pattern. You are the one that decides if you will continue to participate in that pattern. You are the one that will participate, that will determine if you want to continue to participate in that pattern. It's okay to say, you know what, I love you, but I will no longer be treated like this. I love you, but I need time to process all of these things and decide if this is what I want for myself. If the other person cannot be responsible and accountable, be responsible for your own part. Hold them accountable. Take yourself out of the situation. It's okay. Especially when you have clearly communicated with them how this thing makes you feel, and they are still not taking you seriously as to sit down and listen to you and work things out and take responsibility. It is okay for you to take steps back and say, I no longer want to be treated like this. It doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a good person who is looking out for you, because your partner or that other person is also looking out for themselves. Somebody has to be looking out for you, and that person is you. Now, let's speak to the women. For the women, we are going to talk about Àwòkọ's leverage, the difference between feeling resolved and being resolved. Now, I want to speak directly to women, and I will start by saying something that I don't think gets enough publicity or enough words in different teachings like this. Àwòkọ did not do anything wrong at the start of this story. No. I need to be completely clear with you before I say anything else. Àwòkọ did not do anything wrong. Because I've heard these stories get twisted in so many spiritual places. Hey, if you trust your husband, why would you have held on to the manhood in the first place? No. That was her leverage. And her husband gave it to her. She didn't go behind his back to pick it up. That was the agreement. That was the way they functioned. When Àwòkọ found out about Jojolo, she did not fall apart. She did not beg. She did not make a scene. She used real structural power that her marriage itself gave to her without giving the manhood back to him. She was not being petty. Withholding it, she was not being petty. It was the single most intelligent response that was available to her. If he cannot function with that, with his new wife, their marriage has no basis and no substance. A marriage that is not consummated is not considered a marriage. And that was strategy. It was not spite. Where did she take it and run away? That is the leverage she had that her husband gave to her. I want women that are watching today to ask themselves and see themselves in that moment of Àwòkọ's story and understand her response was correct. This was about having leverage and using it as a form of discipline instead of drama. That's actually what it looks like. Now, her mistake, and I say this with full respect of how understandable it was, it came later. Her mistake was not trusting too much, like people would generally say. Her mistake was accepting an emotional signal, a public performance, a sense of vindication as a structural proof. Her mistake was putting emotions where logic was supposed to be placed. Yes, I know a lot of you are going to, I was already looking for the feminism people. So the difference between you and us is that you read and you don't understand and you don't apply. That's the difference. So at Ifa College, what we do is what? We break down the Odrifa for you to understand. So you pop into the middle of a live streaming and you say, stop forcing feminism into Ifa. We have had 2 hours of teaching that you did not attend to, that you are not there. You did not attend to it. You are not there. You did not listen to 2 hours prior to this, and you came as an adult. You just jumped into a conversation halfway and you decided to comment. So I would advise you, if you really want to listen and understand, and you are not just being defensive, which a lot of you do, the replay of this teaching will be on our YouTube channel, Ìyánífá Ẹwà TV. Take your time and watch it. You understand? Yes, this is not the first time you are hearing this Odu. Definitely. But this is the first time you are hearing Ìyánífá Ẹwà of Ifa College teach this Odu. So if you are a scholar that you want to learn, you don't walk into a class as a student and tell the lecturer, this is not the first time I'm seeing engineering maths. If you want to learn, you sit down and listen to how the lecturer is teaching that engineering math, and then you can now decide whether you align with it or not. But walking into a class halfway and telling a lecturer, I've read that story before, what you are saying does not make sense. It doesn't sound intelligent on you. It doesn't look good on you. And your page says Yoruba Ronu Publishing. You understand? You put both information and then you break it down. You understand? Okay, so just break it down. So if you are just joining us, wait until the whole teaching is uploaded, follow it from the beginning, and then you are still allowed to have your opinion, which might be different from mine. You understand? It's okay. But coming to jump into a live streaming and accusing somebody of forcing feminism, no. You don't do that. It doesn't sound intelligent. And this forum is a forum of very intelligent people. This is not a live streaming where people are just talking by the corner. You understand? So let me point that out. I've been waiting for somebody to come up with 1 or 2 of these type of responses. Now, what is her mistake? Her mistake, like I said, is that she allowed emotions to take the place of logic. And we all do this every day. Because the relationship involves love and feelings, because it involves family, we allow emotions a lot of times. People do it with family relationship. For the person that is talking about feminism, I hope you are still listening. People use this same thing in family relationship. They tell you, blood is thicker than water. Because it's family, you are supposed to allow a lot of things that are not right. to go unchecked, unaccounted for. And we have seen situations where people emotionally deal with family members and it has ruined them, ruined their finances. You have a brother that keeps coming back to you. You have a brother that keeps coming back to you. He messes up the first time. Your mother says, please now help him. You know he's your brother. Second time again, please now help him. You know he's your brother. They gaslight you into, look at all the work you are doing. And your family is going through all of this. How can you say you're a successful person when your family members are unsuccessful? The same family members that over and over again, you have shown up for them. Over and over again, you have sacrificed for them. But they will continue to dangle that family thing on you. It's the same thing. It happens in friendship, in relationship. You have some friends that you know that, so that they will not say, I'm not there for a friend. You have shown up for them several times. When it comes to that friend, you don't apply logic. You are going into business with a friend because, oh, this is my friend of 20 years. You don't do your due diligence. You don't sign agreements that are supposed to be signed. You allow your emotions. This is exactly what Àwòkọ did at that time. Bàtálá lied to her. And I don't know how somebody is able to hear that. And the only thing they can see out of it is feminism. A man lied. Let's break it down. Marriage in those days said union between a man and a woman. Manhood in those days was detachable. Bàtálá detached it and gave it to his wife to hold because he was the only one. She was the only one he was intimate with. He went and brought a second wife without communicating with the woman that is in the house. And she used the leverage that he gave to her. And she said, okay, let me see how you are going to perform with a second wife. Were you not supposed to have a conversation with me? And instead of having a conversation with her, he decides to stage a lie to manipulate her into getting something back. And the only thing that you can see in that conversation is feminism. It is interesting how defensive this generation has become. Are you telling me now that it is right to go into an agreement with somebody on certain terms and then you want to introduce something else into that agreement and you are not supposed to have a conversation with the first person you had an agreement with, whether it is marriage or business partnership or a relationship? If the person you are dealing with is a business partner and you guys have a business partnership and you say, both of us are going to run this, and I decide to bring somebody and I didn't tell you, and somebody else just shows up in the boardroom and you walk away and you say, okay, since we are both signatories into this account, I'm not going to sign any money going out of that account again until you explain to me why there is a third person in this meeting. And instead of me having a conversation with you as to how we got here, you decide to tell me, oh, come and see the boardroom, or I've sent the partner away. All I need you to do is sign this agreement that this bank account is not going to be both of us can sign. It's going to be either or. You know how that thing works when you have a joint account. A joint account can say both parties have to sign. A joint account can say either parties have to sign. And then the person tricks you into signing off to say either parties, which means that what the only leverage you have, then the person now brings in the third party and say, the person did not go away, oh, they did not go away, oh, I just said that, but now either or, so I don't need you, either me or you can sign. That's manipulation, that's deceptive, that is wrong. Nǹkan tí ò dá ò lórúkọ méjì. Nǹkan tí ò dá ò lórúkọ méjì. It's wrong. Whether it's a man that did it or a woman that did it, it is wrong. And we see this every day. And people will still come to defend this rubbish. Just because a woman is the one involved, just because a man is the one involved. Can we as human beings look beyond gender and look at human interaction? Does any human being deserve to be treated like that, whether male or female? How do you listen to a story like this and the first thing that comes to your mind is somebody is forcing feminism into a family? How does this conversation even have to do with feminism? How? And it breaks my heart because, like I said, everything we are doing today, people are reading, people are watching, people are learning. Your words that you are speaking, the actions you are taking, you are telling the next generation that is coming behind you something. Thank you so much. Abuse of patriarchy. You are telling the next generation that is coming behind you something. Please, can you block that person? Why? And if you couldn't, you would have told me. Please, somebody is posting a Telegram channel here. It doesn't have anything to do with me. Don't fall into any trap of anybody that is trying to scam you or whatever it is. The person has been blocked. Thank you. Is that okay? Is that okay? It doesn't make any form of sense. Let's treat people the way people are supposed to be treated. Every human being equally, with respect, with mutual understanding in everything we do. Now, when she found out about Jojolo, we have already talked about how she reacted, and she reacted exactly the way it is supposed to be. Now, this is one thing I want women to learn from this. I want every woman in this room or that is listening to me to understand one thing. Leverage that you surrender on strength of a feeling is leverage you will never get back. Control that you give to somebody based on feelings is control you will never get back. Yorùbá ní tá a bá tara alé ẹni lọ́pọ̀ a lè ríra lọ́wọ́n. If you sell your family members at a cheap price, when you can afford an expensive amount, you are not able to buy them back. If you sell your leverage and your control at a cheap price, you will never be able to buy it back, no matter how expensive you get, no matter how much money you get. Everybody should have leverage in a relationship. And if you are to give out that leverage, make sure that there's something else you are taking back. Relinquishing leverage in a relationship is not you being trusting. It is you being unwise. If you present yourself to somebody as you don't have boundaries, you have zero accountability. People can cross the line with you and it's okay. You are teaching them how to treat you. You are telling them that there is no value. You don't have any value. They can do anything. You are understanding. Is that really who you are? Is that really how you want people to see you? People will test your boundaries. They want to know how far they can go with you. It's not love. They are testing your boundaries. They want to know where you stand and how far they can push. Human beings are designed to push boundaries, to test limits. That's the way a human being is. You are the one that is going to teach them, you can't go beyond here. This is the limit. This is the boundary. I love you, but this is my boundary. As parents, we do it with our children. My mommy cannot do that with me because they trust me, because they love me. A lot of you that grew up in Nigerian home, Ghanaian home, African home, black home, you know, if your Melanin lacking friend comes to say, yeah, oh no, your mom cannot do that. Ah, you know your mother can do it. Your mother is an African woman. You know she can do it. You know if she says, don't do this, if you do this, I will do, you know she can do it. You have tested her limits. You have seen your mother do certain things. You cannot allow some child from somewhere to come and tell you, you cannot. So let your partners, your friends, let them know your boundaries. Let them be able to tell somebody else that, that my friend, she's a nice person, but she doesn't take nonsense. You can do this with her, but you cannot go this far. Let people know where your boundaries are. Stand on business every time. Stand on it. Let them know that there's a difference between feeling and actually doing something. If you know you're an emotional person, before you take decisions, ask for time. Can you give me some time to think about it? I know everybody's mommy and daddy told them this, but in case your parents didn't tell you, don't make decisions when you are under extreme emotions. You are so happy, you are so angry, you are so anxious, you are so scared. Extreme emotions, don't make any decision at that time. Àwòkọ could have enjoyed the whole celebration. They are dancing and inviting her. She would have come home and still sat down to say, okay, there is no problem about it. Shebi, she has gone. Since she has gone, there is no need for me giving it back to you. How do I know that she has gone? How do I know that she has gone? Where is Jojolo herself? Oh yeah, let the three of us go to Ifa. Let's go to Ogun and take an oath that you are not going to marry another wife. You know, I didn't require you to take an oath in the first place. But with this one that you did now, you have shown me that you have a way of breaking rules. Now, let's go and make an oath in front of the one that is greater than you and I. Say it in front of Ogun that in another day you try this mistake. We are both accepting the fact that it's a mistake. The next time you try this mistake, this is what is going to happen. That is another leverage that she's getting. Before I give you the only leverage I have, give me another leverage. It is at that point that Bàtálá could have looked at her like, this man is smart too. Hey, but my wife, you know I love you. So you want us to bring in third party until we go into this before you believe me. I'm just saying, you have given me a reason to distrust you. Did I say this yesterday? Did I say it last week? No. You too, you know what you did now, except if you have intention of doing it again. If you don't have intention of doing it again, let's just go. His response to that would have let her know that there's something up this man's sleeves. And he would have rejected it because what? He had the intention of still marrying Jojolo. Jojolo had not gone far. She was at the back of the house. There is always leverage, There is always another form of leverage. I mean, there's no way Àwòkọ could have held on to his manhood for life. It meant that she was also going to punish herself. She will never be able to be intimate with her husband again. So that's not a leverage she can hold for life. But before letting that leverage go, she should have gotten another one. And that's what I'm saying to everybody. Whether you are male or you are female, wherever it is you find yourself, somebody breaks your trust and you're about to let leverage go, make sure you have another one. In business partnership, in relationships, in whatever institution you are building, make sure there is a backup behind the backup. As you are having plan B, have plan C, D, E, F, G to Z. Ìyánífá plan Z, it's okay. You have not met people that theory won't balẹ̀. You have not met people that came to you prepared. They will exhaust your plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H to X. But after X, they will see that you are there with Y. At that point, they will know that you are serious with your life. There are some people that are like that, wicked and unreasonable people. You've not met manipulators. They will stay with you as if they sent them to you in this life, as if their life mission is just to ruin you. They will stay. Sometimes they give you time, and time in your head will translate to this person is. You've not seen people that don't have any business with it. They don't have anything to do with their own personal life anymore. You have become their job. If it's going to take 20 years, they will stay. Get leverage that protects you. It doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you also love yourself, aside from just loving them. Anybody that requires you love them more than you love yourself, or you love them and put yourself aside, question is, what are you doing there? A feeling of resolution is not an evidence of resolution. They are two different things. The feeling that he's going to change is different from he has actually changed. He has actually changed is evidence, real life evidence. The feeling is okay, it can start with a feeling, but you need to build something on that feeling. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a partner, whether it's business, whether it's marriage, whether it's your parents, your siblings, regardless. I want to be very precise here because I don't want anyone walking away from this thinking I'm telling women to become suspicious and withholding forever, to never trust again, to treat every relationship like a negotiation with no room for grace. No. Queen Mira, thank you so much for your gift. Ajay will continue to replenish you on all sides. That's not what I'm teaching. And if that is what you take away from this teaching, you have missed it. This teaching verification, they should not substitute verification. I love my partner, I forgive them. I love my family, I forgive them. It's okay, that is one part. But it should not take the place of actual verification, real life concrete evidence of the fact that they have changed and they are ready to make it right and they are actually working towards it. It should not take the place of it. They are independent of each other. Àwòkọ's error was in the order of operations. She let her feelings of being chosen become the same fact of being chosen instead of it being demonstrated over time. Auntie Kenny says Auntie Kimi says she doesn't even forgive. I'm not asking you not to forgive, forgive. Listen to them, hear them out, but allow them to play out the real evidence of a change. Don't fill in the gaps for them. Let them fill in the gaps by themselves. These things take. When people tell you who they are, accept it. When people teach you who they are, accept it. That's who they are. Stop trying to make excuses for them. Give them time and watch. I want you to name something that I want to name something that a lot of women listening already know in their bodies, even if they've never said it loud. A lot of you have lived the version of this exact story, either in a marriage, in friendship, or in any form of relationship. You've had a partner or a friend or a lover that did something really bad to you, and they've tried to earn back trust, and it felt like a gesture. It felt like it was just a declaration. It felt like they were just speaking. You knew deep inside your heart that this person is not exactly sorry, but you were gaslighted or manipulated or forced to accept what they were giving to you. You didn't want to look like a bad person, but deep down inside you, you knew that they were not sorry. You knew they were not going to change. You knew they were going to continue to repeat it, but you made excuses for them. Women usually have this. So here is what I want you to practice from today. When somebody hurts you, whether you are male or female, and they come back asking for restored access, restored trust, restored intimacy, whatever version of return my manhood can mean to you, Ask yourself, what changed here beside my feeling? What has changed here beside them just saying it? If the honest answer is nothing, if the only thing that shifted is that you felt better by the gesture that they put up, that is not the moment to hand them back the leverage. That is the moment for you to sit down and continue to watch. Look at it and ask yourself the question. The last time somebody hurt you and came to apologize and you took them back and you granted them access again and you gave them the leverage and you allow things to just go the way it has always gone, ask yourself in that moment, did you really see something aside from the way you felt, aside from words that they told you? They said certain words, they put up certain gestures, and you just felt, oh, this person has apologized. Aside from your feeling, what else did you take away from there? Did they demonstrate it? Did you see them genuinely make effort? Did you meet a version of them that paid attention to what hurt you and allowed you to speak and followed every step of reconciliation as humanly possible as they could? Or did you just take their words and their gestures and made up stories in your head? A lot of us have been there. Trust me, I've also been there. But moving forward, we need more than just gestures. We need more than just words. Before we can give out one leverage, we need to hold a higher leverage. We need to hold people accountable. We need to hold people accountable. People need to know that you have boundaries, and if they cross those boundaries, they will be held responsible. People need to know that when they break your trust, they have to earn it, and it's okay. If they cannot wait to earn it for you to be convinced, it means that they're going to do it again. Now, this is not me saying don't forgive people. Forgive people by all means. It helps you. In fact, you are doing yourself a lot of favor when you forgive people. If you hold them to your heart, you are the one that is poisoning yourself over something that somebody else did wrong. But moving forward, what's the definition of that relationship? That's why I tell people, try as much as you can not to break trust. Try as much as you can not to break trust. Please, don't take people's trust for granted. Anybody that loves you is literally giving you power to destroy them, but they are hoping that you will not. Please don't. To truly earn it back, to get back to that place, is not in a snap of a finger. Yes, you are genuinely sorry. Yes, your partner loves you. Yes, your family loves you. Yes, you are genuinely sorry. Yes, you really want to build it back. But before you can get back to that place, it takes time. Some people are never able to get back to that place. It doesn't mean they are bad people. It just means they are never just able to process it. Like, these scars don't go. Some scars will go. There are some fall you have. If you look at your body, you can't even remember it, except somebody that was there when it happens remind you. But some scars don't go. As much as we want them to go, they would always be there. Yoruba says, ojú àpá ò lè dàbí ojú ara o. Ọ̀tá bá mi kò dùn mí, ó yàtọ̀ sí ọ̀tá ò bá mi rárá o. The skin around that scar is not the same as your skin where there was no scar. Somebody shot at you and you didn't feel so much pain. It's different from somebody didn't shoot at you at all. If I hit you like this, there's a difference between, no matter what, you felt the impact, even if it's 2 seconds. It's different from me not hitting you at all. And there are some impacts that will be there for life. Try your best not to do it. Let's normalize being responsible and respecting boundaries. Let's normalize being considerate of people. Especially as men. Because you and I cannot take it away. We live in a masculine driven world. Men get away with a lot of things that women can't get away with. That's why I said especially men. There is that part of your head that makes you think you can get away with certain things. Because the woman has been trained not to complain, because your younger ones have been trained not to complain, because your subordinates have been trained not to complain, doesn't mean they don't feel the impact. It can never be the same again in some situations. They can pretend like it's the same thing. The day they find leverage, you will be shocked that the person that kept quiet with you, bearing the trash you are throwing at them for 20 years, can actually speak. Especially not this year of Osameji. Don't do it. Wọ́n ní tí ọwọ́ ọmọ ẹni ò bá tí ì tẹ̀kùdà kò ń béèrè ikú tó pa bàbá ẹ̀. Ìjọ tọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ bá tẹ ìkùdà á béèrè o. Torí pé ọmọ yẹn ò sọ̀rọ̀ ń sìn kò mọ̀ pé ikú tó pa bàbá òun ò ń ṣojú lásán. Yoruba says until the hands of a child touches a certain knife, he doesn't ask who unalived his father. But the fact that that child is not asking who unalived his father doesn't mean that that child doesn't know that the cause of his father being unalived was not natural. He knows his hand has not touched that particular leverage. The day that his hand touches that particular leverage, he will ask questions. You will be surprised. You are the boss at work today. Your employees are not asking questions. You are the Odogu Parara. You are the one that is spending money. Nobody is questioning it today. But the decisions you are taking is hurting people. They feel bad. You think they are there because they are loyal. They are there because their hands has not touched leverage. The day they lay their hands on leverage, that's when you know that people are not stupid. Let's try our best not to hurt people. Try not to. And the moment you do, don't put up a performation. Don't try to see. We are going to see the last part of this teaching is going to tell us what Bàtálá said to justify himself. Because trust me, Bàtálá told her the reason. Everybody does have a reason. What's that? Everybody has a reason. Now, why? Let's talk about the destiny twist. The reason that Bàtálá had to all of this. Before I take questions, I have been receiving some questions via WhatsApp. Some people have been sending messages. I guess because it's personal, they don't want to post it in the comment section. I will read them later. But before I do, I have to address the ending of this story directly because this is a part people in spiritual communities get wrong more than anywhere else. Bàtálá's justification is that he could not actually send Jojolo away because it was destined that Jojolo would be his wife. In fairness to Bàtálá, he did a divination before he decided to pick Jojolo. And Ifa says, oh, your journey and this woman's journey is supposed to come together. And you guys are supposed to meet each other in this side of life and you are supposed to get married. Like I said, monogamy and polygamy has always existed side by side. None is bad, none is good. It works for different people according to what they are already picked. Some people cannot escape it in this life. They are going to be polygamists. That's their ori, their path. So it's not like it's a bad thing. Which is why I'm wondering why Bàtálá did not communicate with his wife. But his justification here is that he could not send Jojolo away because he was destined to be his wife. Ifa has already decided it. And this is where a lot of teachers will stop and say, well, then what is meant to be will be. Care, Sarah, Sarah. Whatever will be, will be. That your care will not Sarah in any way. So they don't see this as a real wrongdoing. It was all divinely orchestrated and it was unfolding. That is not a justification that I will stand by. No, it's not a justification that I will stand by. Destiny explaining an outcome is not the same as destiny excusing dishonesty, manipulation to reach that outcome. If it is in your destiny that this is what is going to happen, then go about it the right way. The fact that Ifa has said you can go ahead and do it doesn't justify that you can do it with manipulation and deceit and lying and still come out to say it's Ifa that said you should do it. No. Ifa asked you to do something. The way you go about it is you. You are responsible for how you choose to go about it. So yes, you can do the right thing in the wrong way. You can do the right thing at the wrong time. And it's not an excuse. If you have done it the wrong way, it doesn't matter whether it is the right thing. It was done in the wrong way. And there are consequences for doing it the wrong way. If there is a divination that was done and Ifa says, oh, you are going to be the next president of United States of Africa. And Ifa has instructed you not to go around and something that has not materialized, you now go ahead, you are telling 3, 4, 5, 6 different people, they sabotage it. You are now sitting down, you are saying, but if I says it's going to happen, why was it sabotaged? You sabotaged it yourself. Remember I said, in the journey of life, you are a co-creator. The same way Ori has created your destiny and is manifesting it, you determine how it's going to happen. When it's going to happen, you have a part to play. That is where responsibility and accountability comes into play. So no, you are not going to ring the bell or dangle the card of it's my destiny. That is where I am. That is who you are. You cannot be irresponsible and be dangling around. That's the way I am. You need to accept me for who I am. No. People have conversations and they revise things. So yes, it was actually in the destiny of Jojolo to be married to Obatala. It was in the destiny of Obatala to have more than one wife. But that wasn't the way to go about it. Manipulating and lying to his wife and taking up leverage and control and power from her is not the way to go about it, irrespective of whether it's a male or a female. So that thing that you are trying to do, that you want to do, and you are going about it, you are going about it in a very indecent and manipulative way. You know what you are doing. You are an adult human being that has sense. You know what you are doing. You know what you are doing. You don't need anybody to tell you. You know what you are doing. So don't come and play in our face and say, but it's Ifa that said, you know. The moment you took the wrong decision, you knew what you were doing. And now that it has blown, take responsibility. Now that everything has blown in your face, take responsibility and fix it. Stop dangling, is my destiny. It's okay. You know what you are doing. Even if Jojolo's place in Obatala's life was fixed by Ifa before any of this happened, that does not change the fact that Obatala staged a false reconciliation. He let his wife believe something had been undone that he actually didn't undo. He used her hope and her love and trust to regain the leverage that she had. Destiny decreed Jojolo's marriage. Destiny did not require deception. Yes, it's part of your destiny. Yes, it is who you are. But you don't have to go about it in a way that will deliberately hurt other people. And then you come and tell them, oh, sorry that it hurt you, but it's part of my destiny. No. You're an adult thinking person. This matters a lot for how you live your spiritual life, not just how you understand Ifa. I've watched people in our tradition and in other traditions use the language of destiny to bypass accountability constantly. And it's not right. If it was destined and you make a mistake about it, you owe the person an apology. And you should be held responsible for your actions. Now, finally, before I take the questions, If somebody in your life is using the language of destiny as a spiritual justification to hurt you and to keep you in a certain place against your will, to explain away their betrayal and their deception and their manipulation, I need you to listen to what they are actually saying. They may be right that a certain outcome was always meant to be, but the way they go about it is not acceptable, and it is okay to tell yourself it is not acceptable. Now, I will give you a real life situation. I've seen situations where two people are in a marriage, monogamous marriage. They've decided to one man, one wife. That's what they both agreed to. In fact, they went to the registry, they went to the courthouse, and everybody is aware the circumstances surrounding a wedding that has been done under the act. Now, the man decides to do his itefa along the line, and his Odrifa is a Ògbè, which means that he will marry more than one wife. And then he decides to start taking more wives. All he does is just inform his wife, I've gone to Igbodu. Ifa says, in fact, his wife might even be there. In fact, his wife might also even be an Ifa practicing person. And they don't think that it is okay to have a conversation with that woman based on the fact that there was an initial agreement. You just say, oh, but she already knows that anybody that is born with a Ògbè should marry more than one wife. Did you find out from her what her own Odu requires? Oh, she also has a destiny. Her Odu also said something. I mean, why would you even bother when there are some people somewhere that are of the opinion that women should not even do it ever and know their Odu? They should go by their husband's Odu. Let's leave those ones aside. Story for another day. But the story for today is, you think the only conversation that she needs to have is the one you had in Igbodu with your Oluwos and with Ifa. The Odu was given to you. You told your wife, and you think just telling her she will change everything that she has built and she wanted for her life. It's easy for you because what? You are the one that is marrying 2, 3, 4 wives. You think it's not okay to sit down with her and have a conversation with her? Baby, how does this make you feel? This is what Ifa said. How do we go about it? This thing is going to happen eventually. How can we have a polygamous relationship and you will be genuinely okay with it? I don't need you to answer now. Take your time. And I'm not even picking another wife in the next 2, 3 years. I don't even know when. It's not part of my plan. I'm just saying, Ifa said it's going to happen eventually, irrespective of whether I want it or not. It's part of my destiny, except I want to fight it. But take your time. When you are ready to talk, can we have a conversation? No. Why should I talk to her about it? Ifa has said it. Ifa is Lord over all of us. Ifa is, nobody is arguing with you. Relax. So. Nobody is arguing with you. Nobody is arguing with Ifa. We're just saying that there are better ways to do things. Be considerate of other people. You are in a business partnership with somebody. You decided both of you are the only partners that will be involved. You went to do a consultation with Ifa, and Ifa says, oh, there is a helper that is coming along your way who is going to invest in your business. You decide to bring them on board without having a conversation with the other person because the other person is an Ifa practicing person. You just tell them, Odu said we can bring in somebody. Odu said I can bring in somebody, so I'm bringing in somebody tomorrow. No. You are the one that had a divination. You are the one if I gave an instruction. Have you asked them to check what the Odu says about it for them? Have a conversation. Give it time. Let them decide too. It's a partnership. It goes both ways. Same with family. You just don't say because this person is the richest person in the family. God chose you to be rich so that you can help all of us in the family. You are supposed to help. Yes, we get the fact that we should help family members. But it's okay before you show up in their face and start guilt-tripping them into the fact that they didn't do something for you. Can you give them this information and let them process it? Can the owner of the money actually process whether they want to be philanthropic with their money or not? Can they sit down and analyze their finances and see whether there is extra 10,000 to give to any family member or not? Why is it always about you? And the day they don't do it for you, they become the bad person. Be considerate of other people. Yes, destiny was the one that made them rich. Yes, their old rifa said they are going to be wealthy and they will be the umbrella of the whole family. Yes, but can that umbrella decide whether I want a bread to perch on it today or not? Be considerate of other people. Don't treat people based on the fact that because you have a certain level of relationship with them, you can throw trash into their face and they will just take it like that. You are not a baby. You are not an infant. You are not a child. The only people that we have such relationship with are minors. And there are even certain level of minors. So where I come from, 15-year-old is a minor. If you misbehave, you will get it. You are not a toddler. It's only a toddler that will pull and pee on us and we will say it's okay. And we will not complain. And we know they are still going to do it again and we say it's okay. You are not a toddler. So why would you want to continue to misbehave and tell people to accept you like that? No. Be considerate of other people. This thing I'm doing, how does it make the other person feel? Make compromises. Allow people to choose when they want to make a compromise or not. I just hope we have learned some level of emotional intelligence today. Let me read up some of the questions that was sent to me, and maybe you might also have that question. And if you have questions based on what you have learned today, we have about a few minutes to wrap this up. Drop your questions in the comment section. And if it's a personal question that you don't want to share in a public place, the WhatsApp number has been posted on your screen by Nature by Royal Art. I've pinned it on the screen. Just copy the WhatsApp number. Now, the first question says, does it mean I should never fully trust anyone in a relationship? No. My answer is no. And if that's what you took from today, let me correct you now. This teaching is not against trust. It is against unverified trust, replacing verified trust. It needs to be verified. It needs to be tangible. You need to have leverage you are holding for it, especially after trust has been broken. You can and should move towards deep trust in every healthy relationship. This Ògbè is telling you that you should make sure that you are trusting based on what is actually demonstrated, not just what you think or what was performed. Something that has been demonstrated and has been sustained. Sustainability is important. Somebody can put up an act today. Give them 3-4 scenarios and chances. Are they able to sustain that new apology that they brought to you? So yes, you should trust, but it should be verified. It should be concrete and it should be sustainable. Second question says, what if I don't have any real leverage in my relationship the way Àwòkọ did? What's going to happen? My answer here is, then that is an actual conversation you need to be having with your partner. Before betrayal comes and you don't know how to respond to it, have a conversation with your partner today. I don't have leverage in this relationship and I'm scared. Just in case your family twists your arm into taking some decision. Just in case life is putting you between. Who else is on there? Just if life is presenting you between the devil and the deep blue sea, and neither of those options is me, what's going to happen? If your partner thinks that you asking for leverage or they asking for leverage is a conversation that you are not supposed to have, you already have your answer. It's not me that I'm going to tell you that. Wọ́n ní kò ń ṣẹnu mi lọ́ti máa gbọ́ pé yàwó balẹ̀ lájẹ. Èmi kọ́ ni mo máa tọ́jú ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ mẹ́sàn-án kà. You are the one that has the answer to the question yourself. How do I know the difference between somebody genuinely changing and somebody managing me the way bàtálá manage Àwòkọ? Time and consistency under conditions where they do not know that you are watching. is what is going to tell. Time, consistency, under conditions that they don't know that you are still watching. Performance is intense and front-loaded. If you want your guard to come down quickly, people will make performance for you and it will come down. But genuine change is steady. It does not ask you back for your trust in a hurry. It gives you time and it holds up at every opportunity. It is not done around an audience. It doesn't request for an immediate reward. If somebody is rushing you into forgiveness, if there is an urgency around that performance, it is likely what it is, a performance. You are going to watch them in different places. It's going to take time. Anybody that breaks your trust and requesting that you just, let's go back to the way it is immediately, that's a performance. Every adult human being knows that trust that is broken takes time to gain. And it's not a performance that is done around people. They are trying to gain back your trust and they are now putting up, yes, put up a kind gesture. Yes, buy me flowers, buy me a new bag, buy me a new car. Tell the whole world that you've hurt me. In fact, go to the public place and announce it. That's okay. I appreciate all of that. But can we also see consistency when nobody is watching? That's exactly what you should have so that you will not be managed the way they managed Àwòkọ. The last question says, this applies to friendship and business too, right? Not just romantic relationships. Yes. A business partner who apologizes and wants renewed authority, a friend who betrayed your confidence and wants renewed closeness, a family member that broke your trust, the same principle applies to all of them. Watch what they do when the power is restored, not what they say when they get the power restored. Moshe elaboru, elaboye, elaboshishe. Ògbè ato asure ìwòrìwò fún. Now, as we close this, I want to leave you with something. OSE OGBE does not tell you that you should not love. It does not tell you that you should not trust. It tells you that love by nature requires that you hand somebody real power over your life. That part is unavoidable if you intend to love at all, or trust at all, or have a partnership at all. What this Ògbè gives you here is that you should find a way to manage the risk that is involved in handing somebody that power. Before you give somebody power, have leverage, have a backup for your own safety. And when they break trust, let reconciliation be proven in a structure and with time, not just heartfelt emotions of the moment. For men and women alike that you're asking yourself, every time you're giving another chance to your partner, recalibrate and make sure that they deserve it and will be kept from wicked and unreasonable people. Lashe Edumare. Our path will be kept from wicked and unreasonable people. Lashe Edumare. In every decision that we make, we will be surrounded by the right people at the right time. And when mistake is made, may the people that we have decided to put our life in line with, may they come to genuine repentance, walk with us and fix every hurt that has been broken. Lashe Edumare. Every decision that we make, may it be guided by Ifa. Let us follow the instructions of Ifa with the wisdom of our Ori. Lashe Edumare. Once again, I make this Iwure for you, for myself, and for everybody that is listening now and later in the future. May our paths be kept from wicked and unreasonable people. Lashe Edumare. For people that are hiding in darkness and are throwing arrow into the light of your life, may Ògbè fight them back with everything that it holds. Lashe Edumare. Everybody that is pretending to be a friend, manipulating, gaslighting and deceiving you. Meanwhile, Yorùbá ní wọ́n fi tó dúdú sínú wọ́n tú funfun jáde. What is inside of them is evil and they are spitting out good. May they be exposed. Lashe Edumare. Ṣẹ̀ǹgẹ̀ṣẹ̀ olóyún ayọ̀ will fight them with her waters. And every form of water around them. Lashe Edumare. Ifa will shine light on their manipulation and their deception, and it will be opened. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Everyone that has come across your life, that has come in partnership with you, that you do not know that they have evil and ulterior motive, may your Ori separate you from them totally and completely. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. May you have wisdom per time to check and to know what is right and good for you per time. May you have the confidence and the strength to stand and say, this no longer works for me. When people are playing evil in your face, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. And to everybody that is going through one form of manipulation, humiliation or the other. And the reason you are staying there is not because you don't know, but it's because you still don't have power to speak for yourself, to stand up for yourself. Ajé will empower you. Ajé will empower you. Ògún will empower you. Ọ̀ṣun will empower you. All the Orishas will empower you and will empower your Ori to be able to stand for yourself and walk away from everything that doesn't align with your destiny. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní ṣe ẹsẹ̀ gbé o. Àní tójú ayé mọ́lẹ̀ o. Àní taṣọ àgbà mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹni tá a máa ṣẹ̀ tí ò ní dáríjì wá, Elédùmarè ò ní jẹ́ ká bá wọn dòwò pọ̀. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ibi tó wá kù díẹ̀ káàtó sí, Ifá tó rí ẹni tí ò sunwọ̀n ṣe á bá wa tún tiwa ṣe. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àdáwọ́lé wa ire ló máa yọrí sí. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn tí wọ́n ti bàjẹ́, àwọn àjẹgbodò tó ń wẹ́ni kúnra, àní bá wọn dòwò pọ̀, àní bá wọn da nǹkan pọ̀, àní pàdé wọn lọ́nà. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ọ̀nà tá a bá ń tọ̀, orí á máa gbé wa débi gíga. Ibi tí ẹsẹ̀ wa ń gbé wa lọ, ibi tí orí wa ń gbé wa lọ, ẹsẹ̀ wa ò ní ṣì wá lọ́nà níbẹ̀. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn ìyá mi ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́ àwọn alágogo idẹ, wọ́n á ró wa ní aṣọ iyì, wọ́n á ró wa ní aṣọ ẹ̀yẹ. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn abiyamọ tí ò jẹ́ kọ́mọ ó jábọ́, wọ́n á fi ọ̀já gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ wọn, wọ́n á fi gbé wa sẹ́yìn. Àní ṣubú dànù. Èmi àti yóò ní ṣubú dànù. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo nǹkan tá a wá fi àárọ̀ ọjọ́ wa kó jọ, àní fẹ̀yìn ọwọ́ gbadànù báyìí. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn tó láyé á dúró tì wá, àwọn tó nílẹ̀ á dúró tì wá, òrìṣà ayé àti ọ̀run wọ́n á dúró tì wá. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn òkú ọ̀run wa wọn ò ní fi wá sílẹ̀, wọ́n á ró tì wá ní. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹgbẹ́ ayé ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀run wọ́n á máa tì wá lẹ́yìn ní ọjọ́ gbogbo. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní kí ọmọdé ṣe máa jẹ̀kọ tí ò ní ra lọ́wọ́. Gbogbo ibi tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó, àwọn tó láyé á foríjì wá, àwọn tó nílẹ̀ á foríjì wá, àwọn tó ṣílẹ̀kùn ọjọ́ ìní wọ́n á foríjì wá. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹni tó bá wá dúró sínú òkùnkùn tó ń ta ọfà sí inú ìmọ́lẹ̀ ayé wa, Ògún lákàáyé á fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọn pa títì láró. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n á ríjà Ọ̀ṣun, wọ́n á ríjà Yemọja, wọ́n á ríjà Ògún, wọ́n á ríjà omi. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ibi tó wá kù díẹ̀ káàtó, káwa náà ń bẹ Elédùmarè fún. Ifá atórí ẹni tí ò sunwọ̀n ṣe á bá wa tún tiwa ṣe. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwa alábíamọ àní fojú sunkún ọmọ, àní mọ sàárè ọmọ. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ìjọ tó ń ṣe nǹkan gíga, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè wọn ò ní dìde ìṣẹ́jú kan fún wa. Àwa náà la máa jèrè àwọn ọmọ tá à ń tọ́. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àwa tá a gbọmọ tọ́, àwọn ọmọ yẹn ò ní fi àbùkù kàn wá. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní kọ̀ dí àìmọ̀ṣe wọn sí wa. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọn ò ní fi wá pé kí ló dé tá a ṣe é pé àwọn tó láyé á bá wa ṣe tiwa láṣẹ pé. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Iṣan ara wa ọmọ aráyé ò ní fi bá wa jà o. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ara wa wọn ò ní fi bá wa jà o. Omi ara wa wọn ò ní fi bá wa jà. Àìsàn kéré ó tóbi ni, ó gbóògùn ni kò gbóògùn ni, ọmọ aráyé ò ní fi kankan nú ẹ̀ ṣe wa. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn tó láyé, àwọn tó nílẹ̀ wọ́n á dúró tì wá. Àní dùbúlẹ̀ àìsàn fọmọ, ọmọ ò ní dùbúlẹ̀ àìsàn fún wa. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Olùsọ ajá wa dúró tì wá, filé wa ṣẹlẹ̀, á fọ̀nà wa ṣọ̀nà. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àtọ̀tún àtòsí tẹyẹlé fi ń kóre wá lọ́ máa fi máa gbére odindi oore ńláńlá wá fún wa ní báyìí. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Èmi àti yóò ní bá wọn dúpẹ́ tipátipá, àní gborí àbọ̀. Odindi tátàrí ń di tiẹ̀, òun ló máa di tiwa wá fún wa lódindi. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo babaláwo, Ìyánífá, bàbá lóríṣà, ìyá lóríṣà, àwọn àpẹtẹ bí àwọn eléwé ọmọ, bàbá ẹgbẹ́ ni o, ìyá ẹgbẹ́ ni o, àwọn gbogbo àwọn oníṣègùn gbogbo àwọn eléwé ọmọ ni tá a jókòó tá à ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹrú mọ́lẹ̀ àní fọmọ ṣiṣẹ́ àní fọkọ ṣiṣẹ́ àní fàyà ṣiṣẹ́ àní fara wa ṣiṣẹ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè iṣẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀dùmarè ti parí táwọn ìyá mi ọ̀pọ̀ kí Àlàkẹ́ ti yọ́nú sí òun ló máa gbé wá fún wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àṣẹ ńláńlá ló máa gbé wá bá a ṣe ń já ewé á máa jẹ́ fún wa bá a ṣe ń lo Ẹgbè báyìí á máa jẹ́ fún wa ni ọmọ aráyé ò ní kọ̀ dí àìmọ̀ṣe sí wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè ẹ̀kọ́ ipá tá a tún ti kọ́ lénìí àti kọ́gbọ́n níbẹ̀ àti kọ́mọ̀ níbẹ̀ àti kóyè níbẹ̀ ó ti dénú wa báyìí ó ti dòdìndì ó ti múre ọlá wá ó ti múre ajé wá ó ti múre ayọ̀ ìdùnnú àlàáfíà ìlera pípé àti àìkú tí ń ṣe baálé ọ̀rọ̀ wá fún wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àṣẹ àwọn aláṣekùn wọn á bá wa ṣe tiwa láṣẹ pé ifá ti gbé àwọn ará wájú òkò ní dórí tiwa kó bàjẹ́ àní ṣe àwo ṣe kí ló dé tá àti ṣe tipẹ́tipẹ́ òun lórin tó máa jáde lẹ́nu wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àṣẹ àwọn tó láyé á bá wa ṣe tiwa láṣẹ pé àwọn tó nílẹ̀ wọ́n á bá wa bù sí fún wa wọ́n á bá wa fọwọ́ kun láṣẹ Èdùmàrè ẹrù tá à ń rù nílé ayé kò ní wọ̀ wá lọ́rùn àwọn abiyamọ ayé wọ́n á bá wa gbé tiwa débi ògo débi ọlá débi iyì débi ẹ̀yọ́nú láṣẹ Èdùmàrè ẹ̀yọ́nú Elédùmarè ẹ̀yọ́nú àwọn tó láyé ọkùnrin obìnrin ọmọdé ni àgbà ní dúdú ní funfun lẹ́bọ olóògùn ni amọ́niṣe ni afàìmọ́niṣe ni oṣoolé ni àjẹlé ni aṣeni tán bá ní dárò ni gbogbo wọn ló máa yọ́nú sí wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àṣẹ ọmọ aráyé ò ní kọ̀ dí àìmọ̀ṣe sí wa o ọmọ aráyé ò ní kọ̀ dí àìmọ̀ṣe sí wa ẹni títí ẹ ti bàjẹ́ àní bá dòwò pọ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè èyí tá a wí lé ní ẹ̀gbá ayé ti gbà ẹ̀gbá ọ̀run ti gbà torí wọ́n ní tí eyín iwájú bí ágé ẹran tèrìgì ń gbà á ni wọ́n ní àwíṣẹ ni ti fá àfọ̀ṣẹ ni Tọ̀rúnmìlà wọ́n ní àbá tí alágẹmọ bá dá òun lòrìṣà òkè ń gbà èyí tá a wí lé ní àwọn tó láyé ti fàṣẹ sí àwọn tó lè fàṣẹ sí ó ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ti ṣẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àṣẹ kífá ó bá wa ṣe k'Ẹlẹ́dùmarè ó bá wa ṣe àwọn tó ṣàwòkù sẹ́yìn kó bá wa ṣe àní kífá ó bá wa ṣe kí Ẹlẹ́dùmarè ó bá wa ṣe àwọn tó ṣàwòkù sẹ́yìn kó bá wa ṣe ifá bá wa ṣe o Elédùmarè á bá wa ṣe àwọn tó ṣàwòkù sẹ́yìn wọ́n á bá wa ṣe tiwa láṣẹ pé o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àṣẹ. We have come to the end of another episode of our Sunday morning live streaming. The Odrifa we delved into today is Odrifa OSE OGBE. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àní ṣe lásán. Until next week when I come your way again, I remain your host, the founder of Ifa College, Ọbabìnrin Awobankefa, popularly known as Ìyánífá Ẹwà. Ẹ ṣé gan ni a dúpẹ́. Wọ́n ní ká kí onírú pé wọ́n ṣe, wọ́n ní ká kí ọlọ́bẹ̀ pé wọ́n ṣe. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wa fìfẹ́ jẹ́ náà, wọ́n ní ká kí yín pé ẹ kú àìbínú. Títí ìjọ́ mẹ́jọ tá tún máa pàdé lórí ètò yìí. Èmi ní tí ní tòótọ́ Ọbabìnrin Awobankefa tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Ìyánífá Ẹwà. Mo ní Ifá gbè wá, ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ á gbè wá. Àwọn aláṣekù wọn á bá wa ṣe tiwa láṣẹ pé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣẹ. The WhatsApp number is on your screen right now. Please, can you post the WhatsApp number on the screen so that they can copy it? The WhatsApp number is on your screen right now. You can copy it. For those of you that are catching a replay on our YouTube channel, we streamed live today from our TikTok channel, Ifa College, and our YouTube channel, Ìyánífá Ẹwà TV. So previous episodes of this live streaming is available on our YouTube channel, Ìyánífá Ẹwà TV. Please head over and watch it. This is our book, The Sacred Text of Ifa. If you have not bought it, please head over to the website, ifacollege.ng, ifacollege.ng, and get a copy. E-copy, hard copy is available. Don't forget that this August edition of the Secret of the Asha for Today for Kids is also available. This is for children where they get to learn the Odrifa. The way you learned the Odrifa for today, children learn it based on their own understanding, based on their age. So this is for age 7 to 11. This is for teenagers, age 12 to 16 or 18, depends on what child age is in your country. And this is for age 3 to 6, for children ages 3 to 6. Helps them to understand it. It's a conversation starter for you as a parent. You are still learning Ifa. You are still learning about Ifa, so you don't know how to teach your children. Asha for Today helps you. So you get a copy on the website, ifacollege.ng, and it's a monthly publication. So every month you get new episodes. Ẹ ṣé gan ni a dúpẹ́ o. For those of you that have sent messages via WhatsApp, I will respond to you shortly. Ifá gbè wá o.